42. Peacetime. The Emperor's heir in danger. News from capital quickly reaches every corner of the empire. Yerian and Flavius, the heirs of the throne, have left the Emperor's palace for the province of Monia, which is ruled by Great Chancellor Augirus Monrogue. The Great Chancellor has accused the Emperor's court of harboring malefactors conspiring against the imperial heirs. This is why he had offered them shelter and safety in his own impregnable citadel. The common people are particularly worried by the news. They take it as the sign that the Chancellor is seeking to solidify his power by holding the heirs hostage. If this continues, Monroe could coerce the Emperor into revoking the imperial law, thus depriving the common estate of any and all rights. All hope for reform in the empire is vanished. From farmer to rich industrialist, the commoners are growing desperate. In your province, the authorities are trying their best to put the people at ease. The magistrate of Anizote makes a speech from his balcony to the excited crowd below. Trust in your emperor, good people. The imperial heirs are the future of the Great Tempest dynasty. The emperor has made the wise decision to send them far away from the scheming court. Great Chancellor Monroe will take good care of them and keep them safe. All glory to the empire. All glory to the Tempest. Power -1. Wealth -1. Misery and devastation. Great. An invitation to dinner. Commoners are still flocking to Anizote. Refugees from villages that have been squeezed dry, miners who have lost their jobs, craftsmen who have lost their last coin, they'll all come to the city in search of shelter, safety, and justice. Makeshift shacks litter the outskirts of the city, steadily growing into shanty towns. Every day the people of Anizote see more men and women hanging around the streets, looking for work, leaving their children in the care of the most infirm and elderly of the refugees. Of all the powerful people in the city, Mayor Egmont is the only one who considers this a problem. He has ordered several of his warehouses to be converted into shelters and begun distributing bread to refugees free of charge. You and Sofia are sitting on the roof of an apartment building, watching people huddle around a wagon. The bread line stretches to the small square between the buildings yesterday. But today it disappears down the back streets with no end in sight. Look at these poor bastards. They've been betrayed by their own masters. The nobles robbed them blind, razed their villages and left them to die. Back-breaking labor, endless suffering, dying in the gutter. That's all they've ever given them. Would any of them blasted nobles even move a finger to help the refugees? Not on your life. Mayor Egmont's the only one who cares. He's their only chance for survival. Say, Brante, I hear Augustine Elborne and Mayor Egmont have both been invited to your house for dinner. That's true? How does Sofia know about this? Father asked you to keep it a secret. What difference does it make? You should have told me. Do you have any idea what this dinner means? It's a sit-down, Brante. They could be deciding the fate of our city, the fate of the lost throne, the fate of our rebellion. You've gotta get me invited to that dinner. Tell them I'm your friend, your fiancé, your lover, I don't care. Just find some excuse for me to be there, okay? Invite Sofia to the dinner, if she would be trusting. We can agree with Sofia. She's embitterment. After some consideration, you invite Sofia to the dinner and introduce her to your family. Give in to her demands. Despite your misgiving, you invite Sofia to the dinner and introduce her to your family. What's the difference? I guess what we get. Yeah, this is 3 times agree and 1 refuse. You tell Sofia that there is no way you could invite her to the dinner. Yeah, she's just spying for him, for Felipe. You can go to hell. We are refusing. You tell Sofia there is no way you could invite her to the dinner. You shake your head in response. Alas, this is impossible. You are not taking Sofia with you to the family dinner. Sofia sighs, displeased, but she does not argue. Damn those noble rules. Well, I hope Egmont will be able to bring Sir Prefect to the side of the people by himself. Time for the dinner party arrives. The Brante house prepares for guests. You cannot remember the last time your entire family got together like this. Father is unusually focused and serious today. Mother is wearing father's wedding gift, a precious brooch adorned with gems. To her, it's a small act of defiance. Commoners may not indulge in luxury, but today is a special day indeed, and she has found the courage to dare this small transgression. Stefan is more carefree and high-spirited than usual. He always enjoys his uncle's visit. Nathan is as quiet, furtive, and inconspicuous as ever. Gloria, however, only smiles to herself. With all of them together, you cannot help but start reminiscing about your childhood. Mother's soft embrace, the weight of father's firm hand on their shoulder, Gloria's voice resounding as she recites poetry, Nathan's humble, cautious questions, Stefan's confused face just before he left for the capital with grandfather. So many memories, intersecting one another like fragments in kaleidoscope. The people seated at this table are dearer to you than anyone else. Your family is everything to you. They are you. And you see them reflected in every moment of your past, present, and future. Okay? Where is this going? The servants soon announced their guests' arrival. Baron Augustin Alborne and Meyer Egmont greeted the master and mistress of the house, and one after another, then take their seats at the dinner table. After a traditional exchange of pleasantries, you enjoy an exquisite dinner followed by wine. There would ordinarily be dessert for Father and Stefan, but today the noblemen make do with wine. Alborn and Egmont finally begin to discuss the droves of commoners seeking refuge in the city. I must confess, Egmont, I don't understand your motivation here. Are you moved by an honest desire to help people, or the expectation of some insatiable profit? Regardless, you have to put an end to this before it's too late. The food and shelter you offer them only serves to attract more and more refugees to Anisot. And when they finally fill the streets, what are you going to do then? What am I going to do then? The Archduke, the Overseer, what are they going to do? Have you even considered this? Please understand me. I harbor no ill will towards these people, but Gaius Tempest is concerned that they will eventually start causing trouble. Archduke Miladias is looking for any excuse to march his punitive battalions into the city. Mayor, is that really what you want? With all due respect, Sir Prefect, I cannot do what you ask. These people have nowhere else to go. No one else will help them. Here in Anisot, at least I can offer them food and shelter. Are you really asking me to let them starve to death? Do not deceive yourself, Augustine. I was one of those who welcomed the new overseer at first, just like all the rest. I hoped that the common estate would get a little more breathing room under his rule. But what did Gaius Tempest do? He started his power struggle with the Archduke. He made the double tax possible. He signed a ban on gunpowder. A ban on gunpowder, and in Magra of all places, a province that lives on the silver ore we mine. Which is why, Sil Alborne, I do not trust the Arcanians or the nobility anymore. No, sir, I will not rely on their generosity. The only way I can accomplish anything in this world is by myself, in the sweat of my brow, by sticking my neck out of the others, for others. Augustine, you are the only noble in the imperial government I can still trust. You are known throughout the city as the protector of the lowly estate, so protect the lowly estate. Offer protection to the refugees. Convince the overseer to let them stay here. Let me save their lives. I am very sorry, Egmont, but that is impossible. Gaius Tempest has made very clear that if I cannot resolve this situation, he will bring the legion into the city and deal it with himself. Tempest, alright. It pains me to say this, but those people would be better off leaving the city, or maybe even Magra. You must realize this. They should go to Illyria or some other place to start new lives. The only thing waiting for them here, in Anisot, is death. There's nothing I can do to help them. Mayor Egmont's shoulders slumped. Very well, Augustine. I understand where you stand now. I'll do my best to prevail any social unrest. Thank you for being honest with me, Sir Elborne. Thank you for your hospitality, Sir Brante. And thank you for the wonderful dinner, Lydia. I'm afraid I have to go. Egmont bows and leaves your home. Baron Elborne says his goodbyes next. Thank you for letting us meet in your home, Robert. I'll mention your name to the overseer next time I have an audience with him. It's the least I can do. The following day, Mayor Egmont announces that, for a number of reasons, the refugees will not receive less and less food every day. Will now receive less and less food every day. Eventually, the bread handouts will cease altogether. The prefecture orders all refugees to leave Anisot within a week. The Lesser Quorum promises to distribute travel money to the refugees to help them make their way back home. Hostile. Hello, Sophia. Nobody likes you. Unrest is calming down. Well, we wanted this to at least 8, right? Reputation. Renewed among nobles. So we need +2 reputation. Is it even possible? Willpower, no wonder. Oh my god. What are we? +60? Hand of the law. This event is consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Unrest is at least 2 or lower. Anisot is quiet. Though the gendarmes are no longer need to spend their time constantly restoring order in the street, the prefecture has decided to do everything it can do to prevent any future unrest. A wave of arrests sweep the city. Gendarmes fill the dungeons with all sorts of people, merchants, artisans, actors, innkeepers. They all have been accused of helping the secret society and plotting a revolt against the Empire. One morning, on your way to the print shop, a grim man bumps into you and slips a note in your pockets. The hunt for the last straw has begun in earnest. There are some flies in the prefecture that could lead the gendarmes to us. Those papers must be destroyed. Could I actually lead the people to Felipe? That he is doing this thing? Well, I guess we will see. Send a small group there, tell them to sneak in and start a fire. It's a risky move, but we've got no time to lose. Do it today. I expect the results. Your only chance of infiltrating the prefecture is distracting the gendarmes. The gendarmes. I will be mispronouncing this stupid word forever. Like, why use this? Gendarmes. I don't care. You need to hurry. You call for Alida and Faud and tell them to gather a crowd. They need to create some kind of small, attention-getting disturbance in front of the prefecture. But who should you entrust the most important job to? Take Lian and Jacques. They used to be miners. I recruited them pretty recently. They lost everything they had because of the nobles. Yeah, they'll be perfect for the job. All they ever talk about is revenge. They are angry, tough and reliable. Also, they hardly know any of us. That will work in our favor too. You agree. Their mission is to sneak to the prefecture, find the files, and burn them while the crowd makes a scene and distracts the gendarmes. Good, I'll give them the instructions. We will start tonight. A few hours later, a disgruntled crowd takes the street. They all have family members who were recently arrested by the prefecture. 3 are sons. My husband is innocent. Let my brother go. He is no rebel. He's been slandered. While an angry crowd buzzes like a kicked hornet's nest, Lion and Jacques try to break a window and sneak into the building. But one of the guardians hears the glass break and looks around. Captain Linard. Hey, what are you doing there? Get him! You see Alida's confused face. The crowd she has gathered is loud and angry, but they are not ready to fight the Gandalfs. No one tries to help. I hate these names, these words. Jacques and Lian, as the Gandalfs tries to arrest them. All you can do is watch as they are taken to the prefecture. The operation is a complete failure. You have to decide on your next course of action. Run away. Right away. The people have been too frightened since the recent wave of arrests began. They obediently accept every decision the authorities make. It will be difficult to persuade them to take to the streets. The very existence of the last straw is in jeopardy. The more peaceful the city is, the easier it will be to find you. You need to find a way to turn today's failure into your own advantage. But how? Wow, we have so many options. We can free the insurgents if we have eloquence that we never had a chance to improve. We can provoke the people if we had manipulation. Or we can lie. We order the last straw to lie down and make no attempt to help Jacques and Lian. You have to make sure both of you and the last straw are safe. You cannot let the prefecture discover you. You give the orders next morning. No one is allowed to contact the prisoners. A rescue attempt is out of the question. Lian and Jacques are dead to the last straw. This is the only way to save your cause from complete and utter failure. You order anyone who knew the two miners personally to leave the city until further notice. After a swift trial, Jacques and Lian are sent to the mines. The prefecture raids a handful of your empty hideouts and abandoned safe houses, but finds nothing. The Gendarmen try to spy on the secret society for a few weeks, then abandon the endeavor. The last straw can back to work by now, but with the threat of the prefecture looming over you, your job is becoming more and more difficult. You need to turn things around, if you still can. Okay, so unrest was definitely getting to zero. Power of the impending rebellion. Like, I don't understand the power of rebellion, or the power of Felipe's. I don't know. Let's continue. Scheming +1. Wow. We are at level 1. Stefan's Gambit. This event is consequence. Conditions met. Stefan Brante is at least 1. What? Alright. Just event because he likes me. You have hardly found any time for family matters this year. The events taking place in the city keep you busy at all hours. Tonight you come home extremely late, but the fireplace in the sitting room is lit. By the fire you see Stefan with a glass of wine. Your elder brother has been waiting for you. You take a seat in the chair by Stefan's side. Your brother keeps turning his glass with his long fingers. Vinny, we need to have a talk about Gloria. She flatly refuses to behave as she's ought to. Her antics are ruining our family's reputation. If this situation persists, nobility of the sword will be out of the question. Brother, I do not wish her ill, but we have no right to sit idly by. Regrettably, Gloria will never truly be part of the Brante family. Her origins are too tarnished. So it is our duty to find her a new family. It is high time Gloria got married. I mean, that is a good idea. We don't want to kick her out, but I don't think she's happy here, is she? But we can't just give our sisters to a commoner, can we? And how could any noble wed her, knowing her origins? It's been a stumbling block for a long time, but I finally found a suitable match for her. His name is José R. Pelletier. He is a young nobleman of the sword, recently graduated from the college, and now he has a position at the city hall. You recall a reception several years ago where he couldn't take his eyes off Gloria. Oh yeah, it's that guy. That Gloria was like, I want to go out, and then, why is nobody looking at me? Palatier has been obsessed with her ever since. Not even her lowly origin can deter him. Admittedly, Gloria does not appreciate his affection just yet. So let us convince Gloria that becoming Cyril L. Palatier's bride is her chance to escape her current situation. And let us pray she comes to her senses and puts her rebellious ways behind her. It's not an ideal situation. After marrying L. Palatier, Gloria will be a noble woman herself. Oh really? You're getting noble by marrying? Okay. We'll be granting her the freedom she's craved since she was a girl, and then she can write poetry and do whatever else takes her fancy. I will enter into negotiations with L. Palatier's family. Rumor has it Joss's father already has a future wife in mind for him, the daughter of an important chancellery official, but Joss's passion must win out in the end, don't we agree? As for you, Finny, please help me with Gloria. You're closest with her. You can make see how beneficial this match will be. She must fulfill her duty to the family that took her in, after all. Stefan looks you expectantly. You are at a crossroad. Will you accept your brother's plan or refuse him? Will this marriage be a blessing, and for whom? I mean, they like me. She really doesn't look like she's enjoying being at home here. She always complains about things. Being a lowborn, she wants to do things that are noble. Yeah, let's agree. You'll aid your brother in arranging this marriage for Gloria. Yeah, let's agree. You remain silent for some time, weighing your decisions. The plan your brother has proposed sounds reasonable. In a new family, and with noble title, Gloria will be able to put all the resentment about her fate behind her and be free of the limitations of the lowly estate. You let Stefan know that you are on his side. A broad smile lightens his face as he reclines in his chair. I knew you'd be sensible. Together we can certainly make it happen. But remember how stubborn Gloria is. An easy victory is not to be expected. Next morning you invite Gloria to join you in the library for a private conversation. You inquire carefully about your sister's thoughts on marriage. If a nobleman of the sword were to wed her, she would join the noble estate, and all the arts would be open to her. Gloria laughs in response. Become a noblewoman. In all of Anisot, you would never find a single noblewoman of the sword who would ever marry a low-born girl like me. I don't even have a father. You mentioned Jos L. Pelletier. This spirited young gentleman would be willing to join Gloria in wedlock. Marry L. Pelletier, Finny, you don't understand. Sure, he's easy on the eyes. He's a skilled warrior and respected nobleman, but he's been after me for a year now, and I've managed to figure out what he's after. He needs a wife to give birth to his heirs. Follow him around obediently at social gatherings and praise his chivalry. Can you see me in that role? I mean, do you want to be a commoner? I don't think there is a perfect man for you, Gloria. Or a perfect life, anyway. Gloria falls silent for a moment, gathering her thoughts. Besides, I don't even want to be a noblewoman, okay? I can't just live peacefully within the noble estate, knowing that other commoners are still suffering. I can just pretend their misery has nothing to do with me. Well, I mean, you can help them, can't you? You try to give her a taste of the benefits that the noble name brings, but your sister doesn't even want to hear you. This is all Stefan's idea, isn't it? You would never throw me out of this house of your own, so hear this. It's not going to happen. Later you inform Stefan of your sister's refusal. His face turns to stone. They ain't great. I've almost come to an agreement with old Elle Pelletier. All the pains we've taken to arrange her future, and this is how she repays us? Well, we'll process without consulting her. Well, that's not the path I would take, but okay. Brother, we need to devise a way to put pressure on Gloria, even if it takes us a long time. Yeah. We want her to marry. Felipe left Anizote for the capital last night on urgent business, or getting even. He gave you both direct, unambiguous orders before he left. Cease all activities and wait for him to return. A month of freedom, an entire month of peace. Is this real? Can you finally stop and catch your breath? But unfortunately, you don't even get to enjoy the thoughts of freedom for long. As dawn approaches, Sofia appears in the door of your office. He has risked a visit in the middle of the day. This must be urgent. What brings her here? Darius Oton rings a bell. You know, the High Commander of Magera, an Arknian, my former master, rapist, murderer, all-around piece of shit. I've been keeping tabs on him ever since got back to Anizote. Interesting that you have all this information on him. Here's where it gets interesting, Brante. Turns out Felipe El Ferro isn't the only guy trying to take advantage of the chaos to make a grab for power. There's a noble revolt brewing. Way up in the upper echelons, Miladia's followers are itching to rebel against Overseer Tempest, and Darius Oton is one of the heaviest. Is one of the heavies. You see where I'm going with this? All Gaius Tempest's authority comes from is Imperial Legion's swords, and the guy in charge of them all, the High Commander of the province, that's Oton. And he can wait to betray the Overseer and hand all that power to the Archduke. If this revolt goes through, everything we've worked for will go up in smoke. We can't let this happen. We need to expose Oton as a traitor. He is, and give Gaius Tempest all the proof. I'll be completely honest with you, right? I don't follow any of the politics whatsoever. I have no idea who Tempest is, I have no idea who Oton is. There are way too many names in way too many positions. I'm just going with the flow. I absolutely do not care. What about Felipe? What does he have to say about this? We don't even know where Felipe is right now. He's incommunicado. We'll have to go against his orders and act on our own. We've got no time to waste either. They could spring into action at the drop of the hat. Like, I don't even know what she just said. Like, is it good for the people, for the commoners, for the revolt, for Felipe? Like, what is this plan for? Who is it for? Sofia's voice is trembling. You are not used to hearing her like this. You ask her why she's so eager to take Oton down. Is she out for revenge? I'm more worried about the last straw's future than revenge. We don't have future. But I am gonna level with you. If I had my way, I'd love nothing more than to strangle Oton with my bare hands. Seizing the Overseer on him is the next best thing. What is even our occupation, right? Spy network, treacherous position. We have no spies in the city. The unrest is non-existent. And both of these are supposed to be like at the highest level possible. Like, we just made a print shop, and that's what it is. It's literally just a print shop. As usual, Sofia sounds level-headed and makes a solid point, but we cannot help but feel she is hiding something. You defy Philip's orders and aid her. Is it a good idea to get involved in the struggle between the province's two most powerful Arcanians? We have so many options, guys. We can ask her to explain herself. We can agree. Yeah, no scheming, no scheming. We can refuse if we have scheming, which we don't. Refuse and have Sophia shadowed. What is shadowed? You refuse to participate in Sophia's plan and order your men to follow her in secret. That would be nice. And we can refuse. Until Felipe returns, there is no way you are getting involved in anything this serious. Let me guess, it will lower our standing with her, and we'll get willpower. You shake your head. No, you will not help Sophia with this. You dope. You think Felipe is gonna save you if you are a good boy? But hey, it's your funeral. I'm disappointed. No, really. With that, Sophia leaves. A few days later, you hear that a gang of street thugs tried to break into Otton's mansion, but failed and were killed on the spot. Was it Sophia's attempt to follow through on her plan without you? Either way, you cannot be blamed for this. Only a fool would ever defy an Archean as powerful as Otton. Or the people would have a choice what to do. Anyway, she is alive. Sadly. You drive away the worrisome thoughts. Freedom awaits you. An entire month of freedom. You should enjoy it to the fullest before Felipe Alfaro returns to Anisote. Wow, more willpower. Thank you. "25 years old. Almost an old man. The last straw. Rumors are running wild in Anisote. People say that a mysterious clandestine society called the Last Straw holds the entirety of the city's seedy underbelly in its clutches. Really? Interesting. With men and safe houses all over Anisote. It's literally the opposite of what we are actually doing. But okay. Plotting and scheming against the nobles and the rules of the province. Their leader is a woman, a ruthless criminal, by the name of Sophia. She has evaded all attempts at capture. The common people both fear the Last Straw and sympathize with their cause. If the rumors are true, the city finally has someone who will stop at nothing to help the people claim their rights. But who would support this secret organization? And how did the insurgents manage to survive this long? No one in the city knows the answers. Magistrate Verman must assuage the people's fears once again. The wild mutineers and heretics who call themselves the Lost Straw will be caught and executed very soon, and everyone who has given them money and shelter will meet the same fate. The secret chancellery will make sure of that. The secret chancellery. I think they should have... It's so weird. Like they are trying to use Sacred Chancellery to destroy the thing that Sacred Chancellery is trying to secretly build. This is just brain dead, oh my god. But even facing a manhunt, the Last Straw still endures. Slowly but surely, the influence of this underground organization is spreading throughout the city. Order is going down. Power is going up. This is just plus minus, plus minus. Wealth of Magra -1. I think we are losing wealth every single year. So maybe 2 more years and the war will start. Hard goodbye. Night falls upon the city, shrouding it in darkness and dotting the sky with stars. The din of the streets dies down slowly. Soon, the heavy footfalls of Gendrain patrols in the city. In the patrols is the only sound. You are at a print shop tying up the day's loose ends. There is a sudden knock at the door. Sophia walks in without a word, holding a half-empty bag. She heads to the room containing the shop's records. Somewhere in there, under piles of paperwork, is a crate with her things in it. Sofia pushes the papers aside and starts showing her things into the bag. She barely looks at what she is doing. What is going on? She freezes, as though noticing you for the first time. Then she pulls up the chair, sits down and lights her pipe. I was with Felipe just now. I'm leaving. For a long time. Could be a whole year. Could I recruit pissed off people for the last straw from all over Magra? He thinks we've already found everybody here in Anizov. Is she going alone? Sofia nods, exhaling smoke. Yeah, Felipe's orders. Says it's safer that way. He needs you here. Her eyes are trained on you. You notice yellow light glimmering deep within them. Even without the underground movement, Sofia is just as dangerous on her own. And Felipe actually thinks she is going to recruit hundreds more people to die for his scheme. Sofia puffs out ring after ring. They slowly dissolve in the air, filling the room with acrid smoke. There is no hiding from her light blue eyes. A gentle smile plays on her lips. Just don't botch the whole thing while I'm gone, okay, Brante? You nod. An awkward silence follows. Deep inside Sofia's pipe, a red spark flares back to life again. She knew you would be at the print shop alone tonight. Did she really come here just to tell you this? She does not look away. So many options, oh my god, I love this game. Confess your love for her. Tell her how you feel. At least 3 trusting. At least 4. Promise to protect her. At least 4. Swear to remain loyal to her no matter what. At least 4. Why would you have 4 options for trusting her when she is like literally one of the worst characters in this entire game? Like, she's completely pointless. Wish her a safe journey. You wish her a safe journey and good luck finding new people for the cause. Well, I hope she's not coming back. The hard goodbye. You look Sofia in the eye and wish her good luck and safe travels. There is plenty of danger on the road in Magra, especially now, in these troubled times, but you are confident that Sofia will survive and thrive no matter where she goes. She nods and looks away. Yeah, you are right. I'll be okay. You'd better be okay too, Finny. I can't help you anymore. From now on, you are on your own. Be careful who you trust, and don't get yourself caught. Oh, you are telling me that. Thank you so much, Sofia. Sofia stands up, slings her bag over her shoulder, and hands you a sheet. It contains a misericord, a long, slender dagger. You accept the parting gift. A moment later, the door closes quietly behind her. Only then do you realize that she was waiting for something from you. Something more than just a few kind words and a good luck wish. But Sofia is gone now. The moment has passed. Oh, really? Let me see. Oh, -5, hostility. A bitter man. She was waiting for something. After what you did, Sofia realizes that the world is cruel and does not deserve to be spared. Yeah. Oh, she loves me so much. Yeah, this cannot go worse anytime soon. You are alone. The last straw rests solely on your shoulders now. Wow. Lowering relations that are at the bottom low and raising willpower that is on ceiling high. So useful. The Legion in the city. The unrest of Magra is growing by the day. More and more commoners flock to their streets and squares, trying to make their voice heard by the nobility. The crowds have become too large for the Gunders to disperse. They can no longer be ignored. What? The Legion of the city. Didn't it say the last year that people are leaving the city? That there will be less and less of them because food and shelter will be running out or something? How can there be now more people? I don't know. For the first time in years, the ruling estate seemed to have seen the people for the terrifying power they represent, and they have decided to fight fire with fire. In spite of all the resistance offered by Prefect Alborna and Lesser Quorum, the magistrate and the aristocracy finally get their way. Overseer Tempest deploys troops to the city. The streets and squares are packed on this ill-fated day. Hidden in the crowd, you watch 2 battalions of the Imperial Legions march triumphantly down the street of Anizoth. The banners of Magra and the Tempest dynasty soar proudly above the soldiers' heads. Gaius Tempest leads the battalion himself atop of white Monian stallion. To his right, you see young captain of the battalion. He looks familiar. It's Thomas Guerrero. When the procession reaches the Golden Square, it stops so the overseer can address the people. Battalions, defensive formation. The Legion soldiers spring into action, slamming their weapons against their shields as they move. Their ranks shift in eerie harmony down to the last man, like an enormous, uncanny machine, and they all stop at once in an instant. The square grows silent. The overseer's booming voice echoes for all to hear. People of Anizoth, I have heard your cry for help and come to this city accompanied by my loyal soldiers. The Imperial Legion will bring order to Anizoth and put end to all riots and crime. These soldiers will protect you from the schemes of rebellious nobles, insidious insurgents, and anyone else who seeks to spark unrest. I'm Gaius Tempest, the overseer of Magra and Anizoth. By the Emperor's decree, I rule this land. Can we see? Yeah, this is the younger brother. Those who question my rule question the Emperor's rule as well, and they will be executed as rebels and insurrectionists. You hear whispers throughout the square. Legion's arrival is a harbinger of change, but how drastic will this change be? Even at home, the Legion is the only topic of conversation during dinner. Thank the twins, Gaius Tempest has finally decided to act. Those lone-born scum have grown too far insolent of late. They ought to be reminded of their place with an iron fist. Intimidating the people won't do anyone any good, Stefan. They have valid reasons to take the streets, but instead of hearing them out, the overseer is hiding behind his soldiers. It's disgusting. I think Gloria is right. Everyone's really scared. A lot of my friends want the Legion to leave the city too. Those friends of yours know nothing, Nathan. Their lot is to work and suffer, not to wag their tongues. Oh, we are so sorry, Sir Stefan. We forgot that only blue bloods can rule. Too bad all that inbreeding hasn't made them any smarter. Enough bickering, you two. You clearly don't understand what's going on here. The purpose of the Overseer's move is, first and foremost, to tap the plot against him set in motion by Archduke Miladias, loyal clique of nobles. The commoners are secondary matter. By the way, Finney, I've heard the battalion is led by an old schoolmate of yours. He hasn't told you anything about what Gaius Tempest is up to, has he? You have not seen Thomas in a long time. He has not told you anything. That's too bad. Oh well, I suppose time will tell. Whatever the reason, the Legion is here in Anizoth and... excuse me. Whatever the reason, the Legion is here in Anizoth, and it is a force that must be reckoned with. And as luck would have it, Thomas is in command of it. Is there any way for you to turn this situation to the last straw's advantage? You can use Thomas. You ask him to violate his order and let the people protest despite the risk of incurring the Overseer's wrath. We can convince Thomas to cooperate if he has at least 2 and we haven't severed ties. You are prepared to give Thomas the names of the commoners inciting unrest in the city. In exchange, you will recruit several Legion officers as secret chancellery informants. Interesting. Entice the common people to riot against them. You start printing leaflets condemning the presence of Gaius Tempest and the Legion in the city. Denounce the rebellious nobles to Thomas. Dorius needs to be dishonored. Wait, how would we... I have absolutely no idea how would we do this. Give Thomas the names of the nobles plotting against the Overseer in exchange for his assistance. Oh, this would be if I helped Sophia, I think. Yeah, if we had the chance to help Sophia, we might have done this one. We can ask him to violate his orders. Convince him to cooperate. If we give Thomas the names of the commoners, in exchange he will recruit several Legion officers as secret Chancellery informants. Is this just for Felipe? I have no idea. I don't want to incite the riots just against them. I don't want to use Thomas. I think I would just convince Thomas to cooperate. Like, what else can I do? Like, this would be the best option, I think. But I cannot do this. Yeah, so let's try to get some informants, I guess. Thomas and his soldiers are just the tool you need to rein the people in. And Legion officers will make perfect informants. This is a priceless opportunity to recruit them for a song. You could certainly use some eyes and ears among Overseer's pet soldiers. You and Thomas have known each other ever since you were boys. You used to play on these very streets pretending to be heroes of old, fighting the great battles of the past. Now Thomas commands the Legion soldiers sent to Anisote to quash the unrest. And you command the last straw and have spent several years preparing the city for a full-scale revolt. Yes, we are so good at that. But even the Overseer soldiers looming over him, Thomas still loves his hometown and feels for its people. You have to convince him how dangerous it has become since the days of your youth. There it is. The ruins of Carmilandia's palace. The remains of your childhood fort still stands among the crumbling stonework. Thomas arrives alone, without any soldiers to guard him. He wears a suit of armor and the vibrant cloak of a commanding officer, a sword by his side. His shoulders have grown even broader, and he treads firmly. You spot a few early grey threads in his hair. Hello, Finny. Good to see you. You shake your old friend's hand and congratulate him on his promotion. Oh, it's nothing, but that was a good idea, meeting here like this. And look, there's our old fort. Can you believe it's still here after all these years? It feels like a dream whenever I'm back in Anisote. So much has happened. I've become a nobleman, joined the Legion, got promoted to captain, but everything here is still just as it was. Even these old wooden planks we locked all the way here are still standing. You interrupt Thomas's reminiscences. This is no time for nostalgia. You have something important to discuss. Thomas's face grows serious. I'm listening, Finny. This is not about you, you explain. It is about your city. Why did Gaius Tempest and Thomas and the Legion... Why did Gaius Tempest send Thomas and the legions to Anisote? To subdue the unruly mobs and maintain order in the city, right? Right, but I'll be honest with you, Brante, I think the Overseer is being too harsh. We didn't exactly get a warm welcome, but I wouldn't be too happy either, if I was one of them. Thomas could not be any more wrong, you explain. The legions came here for a very good reason. Anisote is swarming with scheming nobles, rioting commoners, and insurgents lurking in the shadows. Someone has to do something about it. Thomas recoils, as though he has been kicked in the gut. What are you saying, Finney? How do you even know all this? You tell him the truth. Which truth? You are an agent of the secret chancellery. Okay, everything. Working for the good of the Empire. Thomas responds with a chuckle at first, but then he sees you are serious. His smile fades. Well, I'll be. Who knew this is where the twins would take you? Alright, I'll hear you out. You tell him about the rebels plotting and scheming Anizo day and night. There is so much to explain, it takes you a long time to finish. You need Thomas's soldiers to deal with them. You will lead them to the insurgents' hideouts, and Thomas will return to the Overseer as hero. Thomas hesitates as he considers your words, but in the end, your old bonds of friendship prevail. Okay, Brante, so be it. Let's see if we can work together to rid the city of this filth. Life is much easier when you have a small army at your disposal. As the days go by, you feed victim after victim to the Legion. An unreliable last straw sells. Everyone who has ever let you down or betrayed you, criminals, rioters, and rebels who refuse to join your ranks. Thanks to you, they are all imprisoned and executed by Thomas's soldiers in the series of raids. As a reward, you manage to recruit a great many Legion soldiers for your spy network. Soldiers are useful, they know things, and they are fervently loyal to the Empire. The more you pursue your victims, however, the harder they fight for their lives. You and Thomas lead the next raid together. People begin to flee as soon as they see legionnaires. There it is, the nondescript door to the basement. Soldiers are ready to the battering ram. Smash it open. A hit, another. The hinge breaks. You head downstairs. It's a pitch black. You smell damp walls and unwashed bodies. In the name of Overseer Tempest, I order you to surrender. The younger's righteous trial await. The answer is a brief moment of quiet, followed by a desperate, rasping voice. Go to the foot of the pillar, you bastards. Get them, boys. Howling, desperate shadows rush you in the dark. The Legion soldiers fall back, but are cut down one by one. Thomas's scream snaps you back to reality. He's still fighting for his life, 1 against 3. Run, Finney. You scramble to the stairs, but several hands latch onto you at once. Your back hits the floor. A muffled scream is the last sound you make. Darkness fills your eyes. Knives sink into your back. Blood fills your mouth. You almost welcome death when it comes. Second death. Alright. Another death. I think we've read all of this. Moment beneath. Comprehends the law, binds the world together. Which manifestations of law in life you live by? What kind of law are we living by? Not the Empire, not the lot, not the family, not the cause. You defy the gods. You defy the design of the gods and the law that binds it together. Yourself. The blade flashes. The younger sword slashes through the air above your head. You do not yet deserve your final punishment. The law demands that you continue your life. Your form has not been completely destroyed, not as that of the world. I think we read this one. You are reborn. The low ceiling of the family crypt, silence, the cold slab beneath you. As you get up, your muscles feel unusually relaxed. The memory of your death feels so distant now, like a half-forgotten dream. You shake it off and carefully leave the family crypt, making sure you are not seen. The family can never find out about this death. So, yeah, alright, so second death. Several days later, Thomas reports to the Overseer that the menace has been dealt with. The battalions leave Anizo and return to Castle Enery. The people have seen the Legion in action. They will be far more reclusive to take the streets now and make demands now. For a time, Anizo enjoys a shaky, unsteady semblance of peace. But at the dinner table, emotions run high. Stefan gleefully gloats over yesterday's events. Gloria responds with an outburst of rage. She's still furious over the Legion's ruthless methods. Your head begins to ache from all the shouting and foul language. Is a single day of peace too much to ask? Unrest is zero. There is no conspiracy at all. But spite work grew by 2. Unity -1. 2 deaths. Raid. This event has consequences. Conditions met. Unrest 0. Am I going to die again? Alida Sirin. We've got company, Finny. The last straw insurgent. Aren't you in jail? Or was that somebody else? I don't know. I don't even remember. You glance at your desk. No, nothing suspicious there. You burn most notes and reports right away. Some papers have to be stored, but they are well hidden. You look up to see tall Kendrian captain. He fixes his short blonde hair while looking searchingly around the room. Who is the owner of this business? You say your name. The captain continues, frowning. Greetings, Brante. You may call me Captain Lina. Your print shop has attracted the attention of the prefecture. A number of suspicious individuals have mentioned it, so I am sure you understand the purpose of our visit. The captain has a number of questions for you. What is the financial basis of this print shop? What does it do? Do any of its employees have a history or contact with criminals? Your cover story has been ready for a long time. You provide all the answers easily while trying not to express any unnecessary emotions. Okay, that's all the questions I have. I also have orders to perform a careful search of the building. I'm sure you're a law-obeying subject. Vinny, do you have anything to hide, right? You have nothing to hide, right? The cantrons are crowded outside, obviously waiting for the order. The outcome of this unexpected search will depend on what you say now. We can bribe the captain. We have profitable business, our family is rich, and we have the willpower. We can ask for help. Diplomacy is higher? No way. Robert Brante is at least free. You sent for father, hoping to use his reputation and influence to protect you from suspicion. You persuaded him that there is absolutely no need to search the print shop. Is bribing the good option? Destroy evidence. You destroy the intelligence from your spy network just before the search. I mean, the spy network is just this, right? It's infiltration. This is weird. Like, the point that the unrest went to 0 is the reason why the spy network went up. So the reason this event happened is because of the unrest, and the reason that it may be bad for us is because the spy network went up. So the decision to actually get some informants from the previous choice might have been the worst decision I made, because the unrest went down, the network went up, I died, and now there is another bad event. Good job, Finny. The only decisions I do are the bad ones, if I even can make a decision. You destroy the intelligence from your spy network just before the search. Like, I destroyed it, or I will destroy. I don't want to bribe it. We need wealth for the family. I mean, will he take the bribe? I don't think that asking for help will... I cannot ask for help, right? It will tarnish the family reputation, I think. Like, destroying the evidence doesn't sound that good. If I say the family, wealth is moderate means. If I use this, we will be in poverty. We are renewed amongst nobles. So are we bribing the captain or are we destroying the evidence? You destroyed the intelligence from your spy network just before the search. So the event depends on the network, I assume. If this goes down by even 1, then we are in treacherous position. I have no idea. Let's try to bribe him. I think that if he finds anything... If he finds anything, we are doomed. The wealth of the family will be very low, but I don't think there was any way to actually increase it. I think the mother is still sick, but there would be an event for that by now, I think. I mean, it is a profitable business. And we need to spend the willpower, because this would just give us willpower, I think. It doesn't matter anyway. Let's bribe the captain. You smile politely and assume a smug air. The print shop is small, but its revenue is steady. You often receive private orders from the nobility. It has become fashionable among the nobles to publish especially important letters. Your shop has not been in business for long, but it's flourishing. You lead the Gendran captain to the composing table and give him a detailed explanation of how the print shop typically operates. You show him an advertisement for horses, the last order you printed. Surely the captain can see that the rumors about your print shop have been spread by those who envy or hate you. Even a single day of downtime would cost you a fortune. Perhaps all this is not necessary after all. After uttering those words, you casually rest your hand on a purse hanging from your belt. The captain gives you a smile. You are a talented fellow. It's no wonder your rivals want to undermine such a successful business. I think we can call off the search. I've already looked everything over anyway. As you take the captain's hand, you pass him a heavy purse. Inat bids you farewell with a satisfied nod. Why is it our family's money? Why is it not Felipe's money? And why did the shop never actually produce any money for us when it is supposed to be a profitable shop? This is weird. So we spend money, we spend willpower for what? For nothing. Great. Conditions met. Felipe, sole your loyalty. Crossed out. Usual suspects. No idea what this is. Is this just another event? Are those 2 events in a row? Felipe has chosen an unusual meeting place tonight. Anizote's ancient marble bathhouse is a place only nobles are allowed to enter. But tonight, in accordance with the advisor's will, its doors are open to you. The staff treat you with the subservience typically reserved for a real nobleman. You are shown to a magnificent hall with a ceiling supported by centuries-old columns and left alone. The reflections of hundreds of candle flames dance across the walls and the water in the marble pool. You notice a bowl of candied fruit and a bottle of wine. There are no other patrons. This is most likely the only time you will ever see the inside of the bathhouse. Felipe rarely uses the same meeting place twice. After a while, you muster enough courage to enter the water. It is very warm. You lie on your back and float. Your body relaxes, and a pleasant feeling of drowsiness creeps over you. You are startled by echoing footsteps and the persuasive thundering of a cane. Felipe is approaching. Several burly men led by Oliver's Moss follow behind him. You get out of the water and reach for your clothes, but Moss steps onto your garments, preventing you from covering yourself. Hello there, Brante. Felipe's men surround you. The advisor taps on the floor with his cane. The sound echoes off the marble walls. Droplets of the water from your wet hair run down your back, causing you to shiver. You are really naive enough to think you could conceal your betrayal from me, Brante. What betrayal? Did I literally save the last straw by paying him off? Like, what are these events? I'm the advisor of the Secret Chancellery. I know all about the deals you made behind my back, but I'll give you one last chance to save yourself. Confess your betrayal, and maybe, just maybe, I won't drown you in this pool like a rant. We have so many options. I love this game. We can prove the loyalty. Secret plot. Sofia has the gunpowder. Betray El Varmant. Made a deal. Betray Egmont. Secret plot. Betray Sofia. Gunpowder. Deny your guild. Manipulation at least 16. But like, what suspicions? Like, oh my god. Betray Egmont. You admit being in cahoots with Egmont. Sure. Who cares? Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Yes, Mayor Egmont did indeed offer you a bargain. He wants to start a real revolt and force Gaius Tempest to make Anisot a free city. Like, this is completely irrelevant, isn't it now? Like, he did he tried to do the revolt and it was just crushed. This is no longer relevant whatsoever. This is completely useless. Felipe's lips began to curl, but you do not let him interrupt you. You made a mistake by not reporting this offer. You regret it. But you had no intention of working for Egmont. Your loyalty lies with Felipe and Felipe alone, and you will do whatever it takes to prove it. Yes, Brante, you are correct. Your life does belong to me. You will never make a mistake like this again. Egmont was a fool to trust someone like you, but I will use that to my advantage. Continue pretending to be in cahoots with him. I want to know what he's up to. You have a sign of relief. You will live. Felipe needs you. But you didn't think I will let this go unpunished, did you? The Baron takes a few steps back and snaps his fingers. His thugs push you into on the marble floor. The first blow hits you in the head. The world spins around you several times. Blinded, you try to curl up into a ball, protect your stomach. They continue to kick you until another finger snap is heard. You cannot breathe. A powerful hand holds your head in the water as you struggle. Then you are pulled out for a moment, and as soon as you take a convulsive breath, you are submerged again. Dark spots dance before your eyes. Your mouth is filled with blood. Footsteps fade away in the distance. You lie naked on the white marble. -4. Secret plot. In jeopardy. You inform the Secret Chancellery of Egmont's illicit plans. Unrest -1. Falling. Like, it was always 0. Willpower -. So now we are just losing everything for no reason whatsoever. Okay. I can't wait for the game to end, honestly. I think the game ended at the end of chapter 2. That was the last time we could actually make any meaningful decision. Hand for Thomas. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. It is the 3rd event in a row. We didn't sever ties. He's not exiled. And he's not dishonored. You are shaving before going into town. You scoop some warm water from the wash basin. The morning light, reflected in the mirror, is blinding. A servant rushes in with an urgent letter, or rather, a crumpled up note. He says it is from a childhood friend of yours. You flinch involuntarily. A nasty cut appears on your cheek. Henny, I'm in trouble. You're the only one who can help me. I already told you about how I got on Commander Otton's bedside. I went against an order of his. Didn't want to squeeze the lost penny from an already poor village. Otton thought me as a traitor, and now he's finally found an excuse to take me on. If I don't find a way out of city, I will be executed. I did my best to hide, but Otton's henchmen are on my trail. I am out of time, Brante. If you can, for the sake of our old friendship, help me out of this mess somehow. If Otton finds me, I'll be off to the Shining Pillar in no time. Your friend Thomas. Crush the note in your hand. A drop of blood runs your cheek. Your old friend is in grave danger. If you don't intervene, Thomas Guerrero is doomed. We can not get involved. Hide. If we were priest, we can hide him in the temple. If Felipe was at least +3, we could turn for his aid. Get Thomas out of the city, path of the Lotless, and a family. We are spending the family's wealth now. Okay, every decision will now need a family's wealth. Great. Get Thomas out of the city. You enlist the last straw spies to help Thomas find a refuge away from Anizo. Crumpling the note in your hand, you pace the room and think. You cannot abandon your friend in his hour of need, but Otton is the High Commander of Magra. Opposing him on their own would be unwise. You need a more cunning plan. You are going to need Oliver Moss' help. The last straw spy welcomes you with an ever ready sly grin. Yeah, this is the... okay. Brante, how can I help you? You wave Moss over and brief him on the situation. Thomas Guerrero, a friend of yours and a supporter of the cause, is about to be attacked. Darius Otton, the High Commander of Magra, is itching to seize and execute the Legion deserter. The spy's eyes narrow. You won't let that happen, will we, Brante? But going against such powerful arcana is a great risk, and a great risk demands a great reward. You assure Moss that his efforts will be duly rewarded. Together, you plan Thomas' escape. The plan requires that you involve a number of the last straw members. You will be short on good many hands while they lay low afterwards, but you are ready to take this risk if it means saving your friend. Most spies easily find Thomas's hiding place, an attic above a shabby inn. You have not seen him for a while, but he looks a decade older already. It pains you to see him downcast. Brante, but how did you find me? So Otton's men are closer than I thought. You are in danger too. You assure your friend that you have plan. You should pack up and get ready to leave. You will take care of the rest. When night falls, you head for the city gate with Thomas in tow. A gaggle of loyal cutthroats led by Moss tail you in the shadows, just a shout away. Ominous silhouettes appear before you on the road of the city. Out of the city, you examine the faces hidden beneath their hoods. Their clothing is coarse, but their manners and speech betray them as servants from a noble household. Their leader speaks. Are you friends of one Sir Thomas Guerrero? Would you mind coming with us? Get them. In the blink of an eye, the cutthroats swoop in and surround Otton's henchmen. The blows from their clubs quickly beat any desire to resist them. The blows from their clubs quickly beat any desire to resist out of them. Hurry, we need to get out of the city. You and Thomas hop into the carriage with covered windows and leave Anizo. You are not followed. You reach the village of Sulmina by sunrise. You see a handful of houses huddled at the foot of the mountain ridge, their outlines emerging from the morning mist. Well, no one's gonna bother me here, I'm sure of that, and I don't see the locals betraying me either. I'll hide here until everything settles down. Thank you, my friend. I hope we see each other again soon. He is rescued. Spy network -1. Wealth, poverty. Great. An urgent deal. It is late. You are preparing to go home when a priest with a long staff walks into the print shop. You recognize him immediately. He is the abbot of the Temple of the Silver Tree. The face in the new faith in Anizo, Father Leonard. I must apologize for visiting you at so late an hour. Still, I'm glad you are here, Finney. I am Father Leonard. You might have been to a sermon of mine, but I do not believe we have spoken in person. I've come to you regarding a rather delicate matter, but I have been made aware that your print shop often deals in matters such as these. I believe you know that Cassius, Magra's current patriarch, is not recognized the new faith. Our numbers are great, but the patriarch thinks we are just another heretical sect. My teacher, Patriarch Fotis, was betrayed and murdered before he could have his doctrine recognized. The light of the new faith struck fear into the hearts of his enemies, but I'm determined to make sure Fotis' teachings get the same recognition and respect in Magra as the teachings of Isatius. 1 month from today is an important day for the new faith, the anniversary of Patriarch Fotis' murder. I wish to gather my flock at the place of his true death and address Patriarch Cassius and demand recognition for our faith. If several thousand new believers gather in the city, the Patriarch will have no choice but to heed our call. But in order to bring all these people to Anisote, I need your help, Brante. I know you can not only print my appeal, but also distribute it through the province. In the city of Anisote, the new believers stand firmly united, but our brethren are isolated from one another in the rest of the province, and I have no way of reaching them through the temples. The Inquisition and the priests of the old faith will never let my summons spread through the Magra, but you can achieve what I cannot. I have written my appeal down to you. Please print it and see that my summons spread to every corner of Magra. I want every Magran new believer to realize that now is the time to stand up for our doctrine. I will summon them to the silver tree on the day of Fotis' death. Patriarch Fotis claimed that the truth that revealed itself to Isatius is not the only way to serve the twins. The doctrine of the new faith frees its followers from the strict shackles of the lots and teaches them to seek their own path to the peak of the shining pillar. That's so much. Commoners free from their lots, refusing to do nothing but work and suffer. Lowly peasants claiming the right to rule and wage war. New believers ready to take up arms and fight for their faith. If they receive Father Leonard's summons, they will likely flock to the streets of Anisote. You glance over the handwritten page the abbot has given you. Well, I hope he is going to pay for that. Brothers and sisters who have heard and received the word of Patriarch Fotis as your own new faith, you have been summoned. Come to the place where our teacher's life was tragically cut short on the day of his demise. We will meet there in the shade of the silver tree to honor the memory of the Patriarch Fotis and complete his life's work. We will make ourselves heard by Patriarch Cassius. We will demand that the Church recognize the new faith as equal to the teaching of Saint Isatius. We will make camp in the city, and we will not leave until our demands are met. Father Leonard has a great following among the people. His summons could have significant persuasion in Anisote. What should you do? So, contact the Inquisition. We cannot do that because our theology is pathetic. Take advantages of this sermon to recruit people into the last straw. We don't have eloquence, so we can fulfill his request or report Leonard to Felipe. Father Leonard's appeal could pose too much threat to the balance of power in Anisote. Let's fulfill his request. You print his appeal and distribute it through the Magra. All other orders are cancelled. You focus all your efforts on printing Father Leonard's summons. Once the leaflets are done, they are spread throughout the province by people you trust. New believers soon begin to leave small Magran towns and villages and head to Anisote. The city authorities soon take note of the pilgrims arriving in greater numbers every day. 1 week before Patriarch Fotis' memorial, the Anisote shuts its gate. But the thousands of new believers already inside its walls are outraged, and gendarmes are forced to reopen the city. prefecture, the Inquisition, the Legion, none of them are ready to contend with masses of new believers united by common purpose. On the day of Patriarch Fotis' death, Father Leonard addresses his flock with a sermon, then leads the inspired followers to the residence of Patriarch Cassius. One against an immense crowd, Cassius has no choice but to accept their demands. He recognizes the new faith as equals to the teaching of Saint Satius, and grants the new faith priests in Magra freedom to preach their doctrine as they see fit. Most of the new believers soon leave the city for their homes. However, some commoners choose to remain in Anisote. These several days of sudden chaos have ruined several of the secret Chancellor's best laid plans. Nice! Your spy network's operations are also disrupted. What's more, the people eventually learn that your print shop was involved in the affair. As a consequence, your family falls out of favor with the gentry, who still respect the teachings of Satius. Okay. So we made a decision and 7 negative consequences. Father Leonard and his flock, on the other hand, are sincerely grateful for your assistance. I could never have assembled so many people without your aid, Brante. If you ever need our help, we will gladly stand by your side. +1 schism. That's not enough. Spy network, 0. Great, so we died for nothing, we spent the money for nothing. Unrest, +2. Reputation -2. -2. Alright, just continue. Theology +1. This is funny. Such a giant event, right? And we got +1, which is still nothing. We are not even a follower. Oh, another event. At midnight. Consequences of your previous actions. Spy network is 0. Let me guess. Alright, let's do it. It's early in the morning. You are at home. You hear a sudden knock at the door, followed by Mother's voice from the foyer. Finney, you have a visitor. Oliver Moss appears at the doorway, flashing his predatory smile. What is he doing here? Morning, Finney. I've got a letter for you. It's about a print shop. Well, if it's about business, I'll leave you to it. Oliver follows your mother with a curious look, then leans on the down frame and casts a searching glance over the house. You snatch the message from his hands. Tell Oliver empathically that he should not be here. Moss responds to your reproach with a meaningful nod at the letter. You hastily open the envelope. It's Felipe handwriting. The letters are uneven. He was clearly in a rage when he wrote this. Enough. I'm done wasting time on you. Your family's safety isn't a gift from the twins, Brante. It's payment for a job well done. And you haven't done your job. You're a nobody. Nothing but the dirt beneath my feet. And it's high time I shook you off. Your spies get no results. I've been accused of dereliction of my duty. My enemies mock me, and it's all because of you. Okay? You have 1 day to fix this, and you will fix it. You will present your solution to me. By the roots of the silver tree at midnight tonight. Your time is up. Cold sweat runs down your back. Oliver takes the letter with a nonchalant gesture. He shrugs in mock sympathy and leaves your house. We can flee the city. This is your only chance to escape Philip's wrath. Beg for mercy. You go to the meeting hoping to beg Philip for one last chance. We have the willpower. Comply with demands. Scheming is low, manipulation. Oh my god. When were we supposed to get 7 manipulation? Can somebody tell me that? You have no choice. You will have to relinquish part of the last straw to Philip. Does it matter? This is your only chance to escape Felipe's wrath. If I flee the city. What will happen? Something with my family? We can beg for mercy. I mean, can he kill me for the last time? I mean, there is one more death that we can do. Like, he's not giving me a chance, right? What's the point of this? Yeah, everything went down for absolutely no reason. Our skills are pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Let's do this one. Let's go to the meeting place, hoping to beg Felipe for one last chance. At midnight, fleeing the city is not an option. Your only hope is that Felipe will give you one more last chance. You head towards the silver tree as midnight approaches. Everything is quiet, giant roots, the light of lanterns and torches. 5 men led by Moss meet you and stare at you intensely. Philip emerges from the darkness behind them. I'm glad you had enough sense not to hide from me like a rat. Well, you kneel before Felipe, your knees are shaking with fear. You swear that your life belonged to the advisor. You assure him that the recent failures are caused by the cunning of the insurgents. You have come to await his justice, even though your life is at risk. If Sir El Ferro can find it in his heart to pardon you, you'll do everything you can for him. You have nothing more to say. The advisor looks down at you contemplatively. He slowly walks behind you. He runs the handle of his cane along your spine. A powerful blow, you fall to the ground. A sharp pain pierces your back. Tears gush from your eyes. But you manage to bring yourself back up to a kneeling position and continue begging for mercy. The advisor takes a slow, deep breath. Well, Brante, you are a fool, but at least you are a loyal fool. You may live. As a commoner, you must accept your punishment. But your own pain clearly isn't enough motivation for you. Perhaps your family's pain will help you do better. You lift your eyes to the advisor's face. You see only disdain in his eyes. You didn't think I was going to let you off easy, did you? If you say anything to your family, it'll just make things worse. You're the only one who can set things right, Brante. You return home but cannot fall asleep for a long time. You are still trembling. You have managed to save your own life. But what price will your family pay now? The punishment comes the very next day. Nathan is the first to be targeted. You find him at your doorstep, badly beaten. His clothes are soaked with blood. His nose is broken, and some of his teeth are missing. The bruises on his face render him barely recognizable. Who did this to you, Nathan? I don't know, Mother. They just appeared out of the darkness. The second target is your home. Someone sets fire to the west wing in the middle of the night. You manage to put it out, but the building is severely damaged. The repairs will be extremely expensive. An air of wistful desperation permeates your home. The last blow strikes your father. His work at the prefecture suddenly grinds to a halt. The intervention of some unknown authority causes all his cases to be taken from him. He still goes to the office every day, returning more and more dejected each time. There are rumors among his colleagues that he is about to be expelled from the prefecture. Your family's troubles are all your fault, but could you have acted differently? Yeah, so from 8 to 4, great. Minus 10, minus 20. Yeah, everything is the 0, and I'm sure that there will be so many more decisions we can do when the willpower is negative. I should have just accepted the true death. It's just, oh, look, the 5th event in a row. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Wealth is 0. The family falls apart. Amazing. Ruin and debt. Your most recent exposure cost the family the last of its money. You're on the verge of ruin. This will be a difficult year. The impending bankruptcy has driven your father to desperation. Why, Finney? Why did I even consider entrusting the family finances to you? All you've done is bankrupt yourself, and you've dragged us down with you. Did you really have to spend so much? My son, don't you understand? We can't afford to tighten our belts, or status demeaning that we took the part. We have to attend ballots, host parties. You grimly promised to rescue the family finances. After all, this was your doing. You have no choice but to turn to the moneylenders from the Silver District. They eagerly offer a large loan to the noble Brante family. Before long, the family is swimming in debt. Your desk disappears beneath piles of receipts and promissory notes. The family manages to maintain a semblance of prosperity, but every day it becomes harder and harder. The city soon learns of your troubles. You will emerge from this disaster one day, You will emerge from this disaster one day. You will put your finances in order, but the Brante family has already been branded by its brush with ruins. Reputation, another reputation. Event has happened. Family in ruins, yes, we know. Can we finish this chapter? Are you absolutely kidding me? The next event that gives me true death, I'm accepting it. I'm done. I don't want to. I just don't want to continue playing this anymore. What is this? Secret plot. Just give. I've had enough of events. Just enough. The rebel. A year has passed since Stefan engaged you in his scheme to marry Gloria off, and yet you have no choice to influence your obstinate sister. Tempers are running high in your household. Gloria disappears for days at a time. She's often seen in the company of young commoners. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her that her friends are libertines and troublemakers. A connection like that will be her downfall. Your sister listens obediently, then vanishes again. Tonight, Stefan meets you by the door, looking distressed. Finney, it's been long. Finney, I've been waiting for you for quite some time. Let's go to the garden and talk in private. It's about Gloria. You sit on a shady bench, a hot, dry wind is blowing. I was on my own to a ball at the L. Laberius mansion. I was already on their doorstep when a servant told me that he had been ordered to turn me away. They will not have anything to do with family whose offspring is a member of a secret society. I'm certain they meant Gloria, and these are not mere rumors. You know full well that she is entirely capable of such a thing, and here I was wondering where our little rebel spends all her time. We have to act, brother, and any delay, and the damage to our family will be irreparable. We have to make Gloria stop these escapades and get married, by any means necessary. The secret society represents a tangible threat to our family. Father will see that and side with us, but still, I will not accuse Gloria without firm evidence. That would be dishonorable. My hope lies with you, Finney. You are admitted to the right circles, and Gloria still trusts you. Though she fears and loathes me, the two of you played together as children so often. You should be able to strike the right tone with her. Find a way to tame Gloria and force her to get married. Remember, you're doing this for the house of Brante, as well as for her own good. The hot wind scorches your face mercilessly. You are lost in thoughts. So we can either reject the plan or influence Gloria through Mother. Perhaps Mother can persuade Gloria to consent to the match. Sure, why not? You find Mother in her chambers. Her health is improving with each passing day. You sit down at the edge of her bed and ask her how she feels. You know, son, as the years go by, our stairs have seemed steeper and steeper, but today I walked downstairs for a lunch, all by myself. Gloria and I had a long walk around the garden before she left. Is she back yet? You carefully ask her if she knows where Gloria went. Mother frowns. To the market. Or was it the weaver's shop? I'm not sure. You softly tell Mother that Gloria is in trouble. She's gotten herself involved with some dangerous people, conspirators. She must be rescued as soon as possible. Oh my, are you certain, son? Could it have gone really that far? Might they not be just follow poets? There are libertines and they don't observe there a lot, but they would never take up arms. You insist. There can be no doubt. Gloria has joined a secret society, and before she commits an offense against the authorities, it is your duty to bring her back to safety. Mother agrees with a tired air. You've always taken good care of this family, Finny, and now you are right about this too. I raised her, I taught her, I did my best. Was it all for nothing? What do we do, son? You tell her about the plan to give Gloria to Sir L. Pelletier in marriage. At first, Mother is incredulous. A nobleman of the sword is willing to marry my illegitimate daughter Gloria. The twins' ghost must be watching over her. But do you realize that she'll rebel against it, don't you? And it would be so sad for me to give her away to another family. You assure Mother that if she does not get married, Gloria's escapades will ruin not only her own life, but also the Brante family. The same family that gave them both shelter and a life at ease. Mother and Gloria must repay father's kindness, even if being a noblewoman's wife is not exactly what Gloria wishes. Mother's face darkens. Her eyes are suddenly sharp. She speaks clearly and distinctly. My daughter and I will do our duty to the house of Brante. Do not doubt us, son. Mother spends the rest of the day in prayer. When Gloria finally comes home, they have a long conversation upstairs, in Mother's chambers. You hear pleading and weeping coming from that room. The next morning, when you are gathered around the table, Gloria rises to her feet. Her face is still red and swollen from tearful night. Noble Sir Brante, I, Gloria, lowly daughter of Lady Lydia, hereby consent to become the wife of Sir L. Pelletier, and will no longer impose myself upon you. I am grateful to this house for everything I have received here. I do not want to be a burden anymore and tarnish the Brante name. I don't deserve to be among you. Your father is horrified. Mother nods sadly. Stefan jumps to his feet. Gloria, you have mustered the strength to act valiantly. You are dear to our hearts, but we must part ways for the common good. Let us hear nothing more of shame. A family of the highest nobility, and a happy husband awaits you. You will be married to a nobleman of the sword. I will send a letter to Jose L. Pelletier at once. Gloria responds to Stefan with a wry smile. Your sister casts an intense look around the room. Who else was behind the scheme to marry her off? Gloria's eyes fix on you. You hold her stare without flinching. Betrothed? Betrothed to Jose L. Pelletier, a nobleman from an eminent dynasty. I mean, she always could just say no. She made a decision to actually do it, you know. Unity, -1. Quarrels and feuds. Manipulation +1. Betrothal. Gloria is promised as a wife to noble Sir L. Pelletier and will soon leave the house of Brante. Can we finally... 26 years. Year 44. A banner year. This event has consequence from previous actions. Profitable business. Would be nice if we got some money. Let me see, Destiny. I think this is all the events that could have happened. Or events that happened. Banner year. You enter the print shop in the morning and sit down at your desk to go over the books. The ledger is a mess. Your employees have made their entires sloppily and often in haste. It takes you a long time to make sense of it all. You spend the entire day comparing documents and analyzing numbers. In the evening, once everything is added up, you finally determine that the print shop's revenue has increased over the last year. It has unusually been barely enough to keep the business running, but lately, book printing and other orders have been extremely lucrative. You walk home that night with several heavy coin purses hanging from your belt. From 0 to 3. We could have been affluent if this was a year earlier, which means that so many bad events wouldn't have happened. The Archduke relents. After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostiles between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Miladias have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasty of Miladias, which has protected you since the immemorial. The farmers and merchants can finally have a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdrew from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancestral castle of Serpevnada. Alright. The gentry who remained loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted defeat at the hands of the Overseer, or is this just an elaborate ruse? Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the Overseer and his retinue of budding dynasties and the nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Archnians ruler has ended, but the noble estates has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. Alright. +1. Dangerous Hall. Now that Archduke Miladias has yielded in his struggle for power, the city of Anisod is enjoying a moment of respite. But your gut tells you to stay on your guard. The powerful Archenian noble has relinquished some of his power, and someone will surely make an attempt to seize it. You tell your people to watch the city closely and report anything even slightly suspicious to you right away. Excuse me, our people? We have people, okay. At first, they mistake your unease for unfounded paranoia, but your gut feeling soon proves to be true. Late one night, Alida barges into the print shop, clearly excited. Who has found something big? You've got to see this. She takes to the north gate. Well, they are released, I assume? I thought they were in jail or something, I don't know. What is waiting for you in the dark back street next to the sizable wooden crate? The old man lifts the heavy lid with a groan. Here, my friend, take a look. You take a step closer and freeze involuntarily. Ida manages a nervous chuckle. What wipes beads of sweat from his brow? Inside the crate are at least 24 gunpowder muskets, along with bullet pouches full of lead balls. With a couple of cakes of gunpowder, this would be enough to arm a full squad. You cannot help but recall the convicts' revolt in Elena 3 years ago. Nowadays, anyone even suspected of owning a firearm similar to the guns they used is sent to gallows at once. Where did Fuad find all of this? The old man lifts his finger, eager to enlighten you. So I was doing my watch, just like you asked, in a nice place by the gate. And then I see a loaded wagon with 3 sturdy fellows on it. They look every bit like your ordinary workmen, except there's something funny about them. They keep whispering and fidgeting, all odd-like, so I think, maybe they're the last straw, right? I wanted to shush them, tell them to calm down, but the twins told me I better wait, and then, bam, they got stopped by a patrol. The Gendrams kept asking them questions. Before you know it, they asked to see what's in the crate. Well, that was that. The youngsters were all over the Gendrams before I could blink, and they did a real number of them, I tell you what. The Gendrams barely managed to cry out for help before they all got knocked out. Then the guys started bickering. They ended the dumping the crate down an alley and scattering. The Gendrams came to and The Gendrams came too and stumbled after them. Everybody forgot about the crate. I thought I ought to see what was all the fuss about. When I saw that what was in there, I dragged the crate off the side and called you right away. You give the packing crate a closer look and notice the trademark branded on its side. This is a crate from one of Mayor Egmont's mines. They usually contain silver. So Egmont is smuggling firearms into the city now, and the men who know about it are being hunted by the prefecture. They will not be able to hide for long, and once they are finally caught, it will not be long before Felipe hears about these weapons. You stare at the guns, lost in thought. Where did Egmont procure these weapons? Are there more of them stashed throughout the city? You might not have all the answers, but you still have to do something. Well, we can do only one thing. We cannot seize because we don't have scheming. We cannot keep the secret because we don't have the secret plot. We cannot inform El Vermont because we didn't make the deal, so we have to report this to Felipe. You give him the crate of guns and track down the men who smuggled it into the city. You instruct Alida and Faud to start looking for the men who tried to smuggle the guns into the city. They are to tell no one else about their discovery. You will dispose of the crate on your own. You don't think it might come in handy? It's too dangerous to own guns nowadays, you explain. They are more trouble than they are worth. Right now, you need moss. Faud and Alida nod knowingly and hurry away. Oliver and his goons arrive half an hour later. He whistles in surprise when he spies the gun. Yikes, Brante. I don't even know if this is good news or bad. We tell him to take the crate straight to Sir Felipe along the wicker note. The guns came from Mayor Egmont. The last straw is already looking for the man who brought them here. You promise to bring the advisor's proof, as well as a living witness by dawn. That should be enough evidence for the Baron to get rid of his old nemesis. Will do, boss. Next morning, sand craves beneath your heels. The shade from the trees in the city garden provides barely any respite from the beating sun. There is no one here. Sir Felipe awaits you on a little bench at the far side or the far end of a garden path. The advisor is surrounded by a flock of birds, muttering softly. Felipe feeds them tiny scraps of bread from a small loaf. Why are the writers such idiots? You don't feed birds bread. You never feed birds bread. You take a seat next to him. When Felipe finally speaks to you, you are surprised to hear sincere, friendly warmth in his voice. You know, Finney, life has taught me an important lesson. When somebody does their job and does it well, that's worthy of respect. You are actually useful today. I don't say that often. You thank Sir Felipe for the high praise. We own Egmont now, head to toe. I interrogated him myself. When he realized that we were accusing him, what we were accusing him of, he didn't even try to hide it. He gave up all his men the moment I pressed the issue. There were many more wagons of guns coming into the city today. We stopped them all. They were coming straight from Illyria. Egmont was hoping to spark a violent uprising very soon, you see. He wanted to arm his miners and send them off to demand justice. This could have ruined all our plans, but you reacted just in time. I wish I could have dealt with him then and there, but we shouldn't provoke the lowly estate too early. I can wait. When the revolt of yours begins, he will be among the first to hang. You've never seen Sir El Ferro so serene and calm. He rewards you once more with a haltware grin, then throws the bread on the ground and leaves. The bread in front of the bench tear into the loaf, ripping it to pieces, as the sound of Felipe Kane waits away into the distance. You watch them uneasily. Mayor Egmont is a bold man, but smuggling guns to the city, this is too much, even for him. Someone must have put the old man up to it. Someone who give his life for. Someone he would give his life for. Alright. And why was Felipe so calm about this? Has his success gone to his head? Or does he know something you do not? Either way, you should stay on your guard. +1, nice. That will definitely help. In jeopardy. Arrested. Struggle for power. Unrest -1, spy network +1. The industrialist was arrested by the secret chancellor. Deathbed. Deafening silence fills your home. You are standing by Mother's bedside. So are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has been feverish, barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side, not even for a minute. Nathan has even stopped drinking so he can offer your sister his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past year, and the fighting in the family home has dealt a great blow to her. She has been bedridden for a month. You've been to every doctor and folk healer, but no one can help her. They all tell the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the hands of the twins now. If she passes away, she will not come back. Is this by the illness or whatever? Like, if you are being ill, right, and you would die of the illness, if somebody, let's say, cuts your throat or breaks your neck, would you just respawn in your crypt? Healthy? And so you wait by the mother's bed in sorrow, hoping that she will regain consciousness. There is a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then, at last, you hear Nathan's meek voice. "Mother, it's me, Nathan. Can you hear me?" Mother suddenly rises on her elbows. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. "My son, where are you?" Nathan takes Mother by her thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to him, struggling to recognize his face. "Stefan, were you playing with your younger brothers in the garden? You must be all dirty. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice, happy family we have. A blessing from the twins." Nathan is unsure what to do or say. Father strokes his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing, indescribable pain. "You're a little confused, Lydia. This is Nathan. And the children are all grown up now, remember?" Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment they grow dim again. Her head falls weakly back onto the pillow. "You are right, my husband. The children grew up, but I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with each other. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your home. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty, and how did I repay you? Gloria cannot take it anymore." "What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could." Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice, so faint now, calls out to you. "And Finney, where is he?" With great care, you move closer to Mother. You answer her quietly. You are here, right by her side. "Finney, I'm so happy to know you are here. I always knew greatness awaited you, ever since you were a little boy. What a shame I won't be there to see it. I couldn't save the Brante family. I will face my punishment at my final judgment. But don't worry, my dears. I'm ready to stand before the twins." Lydia Brante's voice trails off. No longer a voice, just a final whisper of life. Will you accept your mother's death, or will you find a way to fight for her life? Unite a family. Unity is at least 7. Well, it would have been, kinda, Stefan's Brante's secret plot. Wait, Gloria. If she stayed with the family and unity was high, then what? Alright, share your strength with Mother. Unity and willpower, -10, nice. Yeah, the unity was... We had such a high unity, then it all went down, and of course, right after it went down, we got an event with unity. Accept this loss. Mother is not long for this world, and there is nothing you can do about it. Your heart aches and grows numb as you realize the inevitable. There is nothing you can do to help your dying mother. There is nothing that would give her strength. Your family has grown weak from all the spite and strife that has filled your home. Even now, at Mother's deathbed, you can feel the enmity, disappointment, and anger dividing your family apart. Children, accept this, humbly. Her voice trails off, her eyes grow dull. Her cold hands release yours, fall onto the bed, and grow still. The last emotion of Mother's face is a sadness born of exhaustion. A scream of despair rips itself out of Gloria's throat. We did this to her. We fought so much that we killed her. Me, Stefan, Finny. I mean, you too, yeah. Definitely. Nathan yelps with grief. He runs away, howling. Father slowly sits and takes his late wife's hands in his. His tears flow no more. His eyes stare far into the distance, empty and bleak. Lydia. You mourn her together, but alone. You leave the house to roam the garden, empty and numb. Mother has left this world for the peak of the pillar to face the twins' judgment. She spent all her life preparing for this journey, but now her mortal life has ended. She's no longer here. Never again will she gather her family at the table. Never again will she offer a word of solace in trying times. Never again will she greet you with her quiet, humble smile. You bury your face in your hands. Lydia Brante, your mother, has left this world. Alright. Hatred. Yeah, everybody hates yourself now. I don't care anymore. Willpower, minus... Yeah, we were on -10 and now we are getting even little more negatives. Amazing. Perfect. Your mother lost her fight to the severe illness. She will never return from the hereafter. Family strife. Unity 0. The family falls apart. Wow, a bad event happening. In my game, the tensions at home has become insufferable. Everyone in your family has been driven to the brink by the unending bickering and fighting. Even the smallest family matter is bound to provoke hours of arguments and a drove of mutual insults. Tonight you can clearly hear it from the doorstep. Screams of fury, shrill sobbing. You watch father run down the stairs. He's absolutely livid. Twins grant me strength. How am I even supposed to get along with my own family now? You ask what brought it on this time. But all your questions does is draw father's ire upon you. Of course, you have no idea what's going on. You're doing nothing, Finny. Nothing at all to return peace to this family. You're just fanning the flames. You are... Father stops himself before he can utter another word. He hurries to his study. The door shuts and locks. At least the house is quiet, but it is far from cold. Relation -2. -2. -2. -2. -2. Oh! Oh! Even more willpower, nice. The Gilded Cage. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Gloria. Betrothed. Stefan's efforts are about to bear fruit. All the arrangements have been taken care of. All the negotiations are done. Gloria shall marry Sil Jos El Pelletier. It was no easy task to arrange this match between the nobleman and a commoner whose father has rejected her. Every single member of El Pelletier's family did their best to change the youth nobleman's mind, but he refused to relent. Stefan did his best too. He spent an eternity convincing the groom's family that Gloria has received an excellent education and will make Sir Jose a fine wife. And so the wedding day comes. The family prepares Gloria for the long journey. The wedding ceremony will be held at a church next to the El Palatier's estate. As tradition demands, no one else is allowed to attend the wedding. Gloria is completely silent today. She meekly allows the servants to change her into the coarse, humble garments her lot demands. She wears before the twins, all without saying a word. Gloria, say something, I beg of you. This marriage is the best thing for the Brante family you can do for. The Brante family can do for you. You're about to join a noble bloodline. Gloria stares back at Sir Robert, her mother's husband, who never became her father. There is bitter sorrow in her gaze. I think it's more likely I will be added to their family's opulent collection as another exhibit, but still, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Sir Robert. You've destroyed the last of my illusions. My fate rests in the hands of my noble masters, and it always will. You will be noble yourself. Like, I liked Gloria before, but she is just so stupid right now. Father responds with a heavy sigh, at a loss for words. You prefer not to intervene. Gloria would rather not speak to you anyway. Just outside the door, you hear the neighing of horses and Stefan's excited voice. Gloria, your groom has arrived. The man who enters Gloria's chambers behind Stefan is Gloria's betrothed. I hate this word. Betrothed Jose El Pelatier himself. His dignified bearing and the thin figures of his wistful face betray his noble origins. An elegant earring glints on his ear, a concession to modern high fashion. El Pelatier greets the bride's family with a gallant bow and gently kisses the hem of Gloria's dress. The young noble of the sword takes great pains to remain composed, but staying so close to his future wife, he cannot help but let his emotion show. Good sirs, I fell in love with Gloria the moment I laid my eyes on her at that faithful party so long ago. If I may, I give you my word that you are giving her to a respected and prosperous home. And, from what Sir Stefan has told me, your family standing will only benefit if Gloria becomes a member of another family. After all, I am born a nobleman with a hereditary title. No scandalous rumors or gossip regarding my wife's origin can ever harm me, and any man who dares to speak a word of slander against Gloria shall face a duel to the true death. Well said indeed. The most wonderful outcome for everyone involved. Gloria will want for nothing. I will keep her safe from all the world's troubles, free to write poetry, indulge in entertainment, and serve her husband. The enamored noble gazes at Gloria with a tender expression. She hides her eyes behind an unkempt hair. There is a hopeless look about her. Gloria, my love, it is time. Our journey calls. The temple is ready for the ceremony. Very soon we shall announce the sacred intertwining of our destins to the twins themselves, and then your new home and new life awaits. I will do as you say, Sir El Pelatier, but please allow me to say my goodbyes to the gentlemen who have given me food and shelter. The father, she gives a deep bow full of reverence. The family patriarch remains silent, but tears run down his face. Then your sisters embrace Nathan, who came home gloomy and worse for wear even today. I am sorry I drank all night. I couldn't stop. I just can't accept that you won't be at home anymore. I mean, our family is like... where is it? We are in poverty, in tarnished honor, and absolute hatred. We almost were in harmony, but no. But they are pretending like everybody, oh no, this is so bad that she is leaving the family. Like, that's literally the best thing she can do right now. She ruffles her younger brother's hair and whispers something in his ear. His face brightens if only a little. And then she bows to Stefan, a bow so impeccable it can only be interpreted as mockery. She walks past you scornfully, refusing to recognize your presence, even with the slightest gesture. Well, at least this is somehow relevant to what is going on. Farewell, Finny. I must admit, you did a fine job getting me out of the way. I hope it was worth it. You remain silent. El Pelletier takes Gloria to his carriage. The driver flicks his whip, and the horses take the bride and groom outside the city, into the church to face the twins and the austere ritual that awaits them. Once wed, they will head straight for the groom's estate. Gloria has left the Brante home for good. With an expression of great relief, Stefan closes the door. He sits in an armchair by the window, his hand cradling a glass of wine. At last, we've done a great deed, my brother. We've arranged for the best possible life for Gloria and removed the last obstacle standing between us and the nobility of this world. But there is nothing preventing me from putting our family's affairs in order. This is my duty as heir. And, most importantly, we need to pull all ties to Gloria behind us. She's gone from the Brante home for good. Thank the twins and their mercy. What you say, Finny? You won't stand in my way, will you? Surely you won't deny that our family's affairs are my responsibility. We could challenge him to a duel if we were a nobleman. Maintain family ties with Gloria. You insist the Brante family must preserve their ties to Gloria, or sever all ties with Gloria. You accept your brother's right to decide what is best for the family, which means that the family must cut all ties with Gloria. I mean, does it matter now? I was thinking about... Where is it? It's always the House of Brante. Yeah, I was thinking about putting the honor up, but that's completely... Yeah, it's completely pointless, because there is absolutely no way we are getting to the Glorious House or any better unity now. We would have to get like 5 events in a row that are all positive. But, well, he likes us. Let's maintain ties with Gloria. Doesn't matter anyway. Slowly, you rise from your seat and shake your head at Stefan's words. Your elder brother glares at you in confusion. You style Stefan's confidence with a long, fervent speech. Gloria lived in this home for so many years. She grew up with you and shared your joys and sorrows. She is your mother's daughter. Cutting all ties with her would be cowardly and bring disgrace to your name. Gloria might be a child of lowly birth who does not belong to your blood tide, but family ties do. But family ties go beyond mere blood and social standing. How could you ever think of erasing her from your memory as though she never existed? But that's not the reason I would say, but sure. Gloria used to be a permanent fixture in this home, that I cannot deny. But that time has passed. It is blood that unites a family. If there is no blood, there's nothing to talk about. You fold your arms on your chest before offering a retort. No, you aided Stefan and got Gloria to agree with the wedding. You also had a say in your sister's future, and now you must have a say in your family's treatment of her. And you say that the family will remain in touch with Gloria. Stefan needn't fear any harm or dishonor from that. She belongs to another bloodline now. The Brantes are safe from scandal. So be it. We will stay in touch with Gloria, you are right. She is no threat to us anymore. Now take your glass, Finny, a toast to the future of the Brante family. You clink glasses. You note a hint of bitterness in the flavor of the mulled wine. Anyway, it's time to get down to business. I'll head to the overseas residence at once. We are so close to earning a hereditary title, brother. Our grandfather will be so proud of us. With that, Stefan leaves you alone. Father has locked himself in his office to brood. Nathan has wandered off somewhere to get drunk. You roam the family home that feels emptier now. Lost in memories, you remember Gloria leading you by the hand throughout the yard and showing you the shining pillar for the very first time. You remember playing together. You remember the time you and Stefan went looking for her in the Anisode ruins. You remember the quill and paper that were your sister's constant companions. The family remains in touch with the El Pelletier and does its best to stay up to date with Gloria's married life. However, your sister rarely, if ever, leaves her husband's opulent estate. Her letters grow shorter and shorter. She writes about how her husband adores her and makes all her wishes come true. But she has fewer and fewer wishes every day. So, objectively, she has the best possible life. No family scandals, no arguing. She is a noble. She can do whatever she wants. But she is absolutely miserable. Women. Well, let's hope she will be happy there. You beg Gloria to write poems for you, but she curtly responds that her inspiration is gone. Every day is too much like the last. The only thing that seems to brighten her bring her back to life is the odd visit from your family. But you must inevitably leave, and then Gloria goes back to spending days at time in bed. Yeah, this is -1 for whatever reason. Married. Yeah, she didn't like me anymore. Everybody is happy. Reputation -1. What? Unity +1. Reputation -1. The game literally said that when she will marry somewhere else, that this will help our family's reputation. The game literally said that. Well, never mind then. The entire point of increasing the family's reputation and the unity, well, the unity at least went up by a single point, which doesn't matter, I guess. Eloquence. Gloria had become the wife of the noble Sir El Pelletier and left for his estate. Thomas's wedding. Consequences of your previous actions. He is not exiled. We didn't sever all ties, and he is alive. This day is a day you remember well. It began with a loud, impatient knock at the door. You're surprised to see Thomas paying a visit to your home. There is a joy on his face as your old friend shakes your hand. Brante, it's been a while since I saw you last. I just go back to the city. I visited my folks, then ran straight here. Cotton finally stopped hounding me. I sure hope that whole mess is over for good. You invite your friend in, but he gestures for you to wait, a sly smile on his face. I'm in a hurry right now, buddy. So much to do, so little time, I'll explain. I just got back from Sulmina. There was this girl in the village, a shopkeeper named Mire. She gave me shelter, and I ended up falling head over heels in love with her. You congratulate your friend and pat him on the shoulder with joy. He laughs happily. Also, where is the handkerchief that we got from that girl? I think the game said that we are in love with her. It was a single interaction and it went absolutely nowhere. My poor ma and pa. All their life they would hoped I would marry a noble woman. I used to hope for that too when I was young, but now I know some things matter more than noble titles. Mira's about to be my wife. You offer Thomas words of congratulations, but he suddenly grows serious. Otton's left me alone, but Mira and I will be better off far away from Anisode. I wasn't happy serving in the Legion anyway. I thought the nobleman's lot would set me free from suffering and do the same for my descendants. But it just ain't that simple. It was less free than ever. I'll be better off as a commoner again, earning my living by the sweat of my brow. A farmstead mine might not be an estate, but the high and mighty won't ever set their sight on me again. I'll live my life in peace. just like I wanted. I've just got one last request for you, Vinny. You've done so much for me, but I'll be honored if you'll be a witness to my wedding vows before the twins. We can bid him farewell. We can perform the wedding ceremony ourselves. Yeah, the priest. The entire path I wanted to go on that we were prevented. Shame. Bear witness to their wedding vows. Yeah, we are four and bound of friendship. You and Thomas have come a long way together, and now you will see him off to a new life. Your hand comes to rest on Thomas's shoulder. It will be an honor and privilege for you to be a witness of your friend's wedding. Thomas glows with joy. Wonderful. You've got no idea how much this means to me, Finny. I gotta go get ready. Several days later, you follow your childhood friend to a smallish temple, nestled on the edge of the brass district. He is wearing a plain white shirt. Needless luxuries are forbidden at the austere wedding ritual. You are both welcomed by the bride, a blonde-haired young woman. Innocence and hospitality written across her trusting face. The bride's parents stand further away, two aging villagers eyeing the streets of the big city with suspicion. Mire, met Vinny Brante, my best friend ever since we were lads. He'll bear witness to our oaths before the twins. The bride greets you with a humble bow. The three of you step inside the temple. You close the doors behind you. Tradition demands no one else be allowed to attend the sacred wedding ritual. An amiable, aged priest by the name of Ignatius Aventini meets you inside. Thomas and Mir kneel before the altar. All twins, elder and young, behold these two as they kneel before you. They beseech you to join them in eternal wedlock. The candle flames dance and quiver. You hear a strange murmur in the temple. Darkness beneath the vault of the temple ceiling swirls into two colossal shades. The bride and groom raise their eyes to them, awestruck. Thomas, those two swear thee loyalty to this divine union. I do. The bride assents to the same query. Your turn is next. My turn is next. You stand over the kneeling bride and groom and speak their names as the twins watch over you. Thomas Guerrero and Mira of Sulmina. One of the colossal shades leans over them, looming like a towering sword, while the other bursts in a beacon of blinding light that illuminates the temple from within. Thomas and Mira look into each other's eyes in amazement. From this moment forth, they are bound to one another by divine law, and divine love fills their hearts. In your sight of the twins, Thomas Guerrero and Mira of Sulima are now man and wife, as Finny Brante bears witness. A love fills their heart. Well, if that is the true, then why is Gloria still so, sad? She also was wed, right? She should be happy. She should be in love or something. The stern, solemn ceremony has ended. It is time to celebrate. A humble but happy feast is to be held in the bride's village. As day gives way to night, you and Thomas leave to revel to enjoy a moment of quiet repose on the front porch. Your old friend looks off into the distance, hopeful. Yeah, remember how we fought in that yard over our little brothers? Look how much has happened since then. Both of you laugh as you recall the beginning of your friendship. I'll treasure those memories forever. I will. And you can be sure that my firstborn son's name will be Finny. Good choice, man. Great choice. Thomas chuckles, pondering. You and I, we grew up on the same street, but you look different. But look how different we turned out. You have a say in other people's fates, Brante. Your name will surely be remembered, but me, I'm still a humble nobody. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I used to be so sure a man could never start over with a clean slate, but I guess I was wrong. I'll never forget you, Finny Brante, and I'll never forget everything you've done for me. A tear runs down your friend's cheek. For the last time, Thomas embraces you. Tomorrow he will live unassuming forever. Will you ever meet again? Nobody knows. Willpower plus 10. Oh my god. The first time we actually got willpower and it was useful. In like 2 chapters. Thomas's new life. You see Thomas off to his new life, far away from all danger and chaos. Repentance. The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarreling at the Brante estate. Your only concern these days is the price you have had to pay for this peace. Today you come home late, wrung dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You are making your way into your bedroom, and you hear a suspicious noise coming from Father's study. It is too late for Father to be working. You go to the door of the study, trying to tread softly, and turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognize your brother's clumsy silhouette above Father's desk in the moonlight. Nathan hears you come in, and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glinting in his hand. Father's dagger. Oh, Finney, it's you. Shush. I just took the dagger for a moment. Don't worry. I know holding a weapon's against my lot. I don't mean anyone any harm. It's for me, actually. I have to go to the twins. Your younger brother clumsily turns the dagger around, holding it against his own body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take his own life. But why? I'm not even sure how to say it. Brother, I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider, always a waste of space. Isn't there some place for me in the twins' design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live in their world? What's my place in their great plan? But I've only made wrong things worse. I meddled with the Markian sect, defiled and rejected my lot, indulged in vice, but I found nothing there. The old faith, the new faith, Father's Mark heresy, they gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There is nothing else left for me. I've got to see the twins myself and ask them. I know I am an affront to their plan, just because I'm alive, but I'll repent. I'll pray for their forgiveness. But the twins never forgive, you tell Nathan softly. They never have, and they never will. You will be judged in the hereafter for every false step you take. Your younger brother sighs heavily. I know. Mother taught us that all our lives, but I still have to try. There is no other way. One of my lives isn't too big a price if it works. I can find any use for them anyway. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I come back. A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of a distant pillar. Nathan's body contorts awkwardly. He raises the dagger, aiming at his own heart. Call Mother. Protect your brother. Yeah, it would be nice if suddenly all the all the relationships were at zero. Do not stop, Nathan. Your younger brother has his reasons for taking one of his own lives. You take a step back. The life that Nathan is about to take belongs to him. He is free to do with it as he pleases. May he finally find an end to his desperate search for meaning. Nathan whispers a word of gratitude, barely audible, then a sharp exhale as he gets ready to strike. His hands guide the dagger awkwardly throughout the air and into his chest. The sharp rib reluctantly sinks into his flesh. A weak yelp escapes Nathan's throat. He staggers and falls, blood oozing out of the wound. I mean, you could have found a better place than Father's office, right? Moments pass, and Nathan's body dissipates, and his mortal frame dissolves. He has departed to commune with the twins. What awaits him in the hereafter? You pick up Father's dagger, carefully wipe it clean, and put it in the drawer of his desk where it belongs. That's so weird, isn't it? Just father's father's dagger suddenly has the blood of his son. When the skies begin to grow bright before the dawn, you go to the family crypt to welcome your brother back. Nathan is already there, lying atop the grand slab. Even made anew, his naked body is still just a thin, awkward, and feeble. He suddenly stands where he hears your footstep. His eyes are shining with otherworldly light. I spoke to them, brother. I dared to address them as my soul rose up. I begged the twins for forgiveness, and they heard me. They did. And the elder, he reached out to me. He wanted to respond to me. I know he did. But the younger sword stopped us. It cut the bond between us, and I fell. But I saw compassion in the elder's eyes as I fell, and he followed me. He shall descend to the lands again. He shall witness our suffering and bring his mercy, and then the world will change at last. Your younger brother shivers, almost convulsing with cold. You wrap him in a black cloak. Together you return home before sunrise. No one in your family ever learns of Nathan's lesser death. I mean, this is quite important for him, isn't it? Sounds like this was the best choice. Like, he was completely desperate. And if well, obviously we don't know how many times he died, but if I assume this is just the first death and he has the will to live again, he found meaning for his life. I mean, that's great, isn't it? Nathan stopped wasting time in taverns with suspicious characters. He spends every day in ardent prayer, again and again. His quiet voice speaks of the elder's coming return. The family watches the drastic change in their waywards soon with great surprise. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Relations +1. I think we would be like +4 or +5 if the relationships weren't down. Would he found the way if he stopped his death? Interesting. Theology +1, willpower -5. Why? Why we lost the willpower? We did nothing. Like, shouldn't we gain +10? Well, at least we are follower. Yay. Something I was hoping that we would be at the start of the 3rd chapter. We are getting at the end of the 4th. Let's see our... Oh, this is the destiny, of course. And those are the events that will happen. I don't even know if we are actually getting... Like, I think true death is the most likely. Unless this is not happening, 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 this is not happening. Yeah, we are dying. This will be the true death at the end of the chapter. Occupation. Profitable business. Yeah, if this happened quicker, stockpile of arms, skimming at least 15. If we had this one, Sophia has the gunpowder. Unrest. Yeah, nothing happened. Stash of gunpowder. Doesn't matter that much. Personality. Diplomacy is 14. Influential. That's interesting. At least diplomacy is higher. Mediocre. This is the basic. Manipulation is 12. We need one more manipulation to get clever. Willpower is exhausted. We died twice. $45, the last year, I assume. 27 years. Schism, no? What's that? No. 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 A storm on the horizon. For over a year. Once again. A storm on the horizon. For over a year now, Anisot has been steadily simmering with unrest, like a soup pot over a well-stocked flame. Commoners flock to the squares in droves. The mobs grow bolder, demanding new freedoms and protections under the law. The last straw insurgents commit brazen acts, hoping to overthrow the authorities. The noble gentry insisted that every mob be dispersed by force. They are ready to fight for their ancient privilege, sword in hand, in spite of the enormous pressure. Overseer Gaius Tempest remains highly recalcitrant to allow any bloodshed. But the common people are already too desperate. Even the age-old fear of nobility's might is barely enough to keep them in check. More and more people are rejecting the lots and converting to the new faith. Not to mention other, stranger, more esoteric teachings and beliefs. New secret societies and clandestine gatherings appear every day. Printed pamphlets litter the streets. Yet no one is rushing to subdue the citizens or punish the city, for now. Father Leonard has transformed the Temple of the Silver Tree into a new believer stronghold. He is no longer afraid to break the ban on preaching the new faith. His sermons now openly challenge the old faith. It seems the Church of the Twins is unable to recognize its great mistake. The lots must be abandoned as relics of the past. The Twins granted everyone the freedom to choose their own path in this world, and I will not stop until this freedom is recognized throughout the Empire. The next Patriarch of Magra must be chosen by the parish, not the clergy. This is the will of the Twins, and it must be ours as well. Leonard intends to amend the order of the Church and become Patriarch. His opponents, however, are bested by internal struggle and strife. The Inquisition is fighting a myriad of heresies, more of which appear every day. Not even the highest ranks of the faith are free from suspicion. The new faith, meanwhile, is steadily growing in numbers. People no longer fear being damned to the foot of the pillar for rejecting the divine design. The streets are restless and dangerous. Minds and souls are beset by confusion. The authorities argue and bicker among themselves. Conspiracies plague the city. Time marches on, and the change is coming. It cannot be stopped. Can you find a way to guide it in the right direction? The weight of the new age now rests upon your shoulders. +2 Schism. One more will be new faith. Family matter. For over a year now, Anisot has been slowly simmering with unrest. The feud between the estates, between the old faith and the new, between the law and the empire and the noble traditions. Tensions are at an all-time high, waiting for the slightest spark to catch fire and burn. Even your family's affairs have been affected by the growing unrest. It is during these troubled times, that the future of your family will be decided. Father shakes you aware early in the morning. He is excited, clutching a letter bearing the imperial seal of the Tempest dynasty. Wake up, son. Come to the sitting room. A letter has come from Overseer Gaius Tempest. He gingerly breaks the seal and unfolds the missive. To the Honorable Brante family, I, Gaius of the Tempest dynasty, Overseer of the province of Magra, have given due consideration to your petition to have your bloodline ennobled by the sword. You are expected in 1 week at Castle Enery, as are all petitioners for the sword, where you shall hear my decision firsthand. After finishing the letter, Father turns to you. He looks fatigued. Well, son, it's time for us to be honest with each other about our family. What do you have to say about this? Where do we, the Brantes, stand after so many years? What hopes do we have for the future of this family? The past 7 years have been marked by many life-changing events. The rare joys, the frequent fights, the arguments, the attempts at peace, the losses. Sometimes you have managed to change their minds, and sometimes you have not. But your decisions have made you realize what matters most to you. The future of Brante family must be decided here and now. And we have so many decisions. Oh, I love this game. Become nobles of the sword. Dishonor family in ruins. Reputation is at least 8. Yeah, that's not happening. Wealth, unity. Become members of the overseers. Entourage. Yeah, reputation, wealth, all of this. Not happening. How a single set of events just ruined this entire family. Preserve the family, unity at least 3. Sever all ties with the family, unity is lower than 2. The Brante family is a family in a name only. There's no reason to stay together anymore. This is just so weird, isn't it? For the entire game, our relationship with the family were just the highest, like +3, +4, +5. Then one stretch of events set everything on 0, and now the family is just destroyed. Because of one event. Okay, I guess we are severing all the ties. You correctly point out that the family's chance for a hereditary title is long gone. And the family itself, why it all but disintegrated years ago. It literally happened like this year, or the last year. We were the happiest family under the sun, until the one event. You felt a quail to strife at home. You could not snuff the coals of enmity that slowly turned your family into disjoint clumps of ash. All attempts to put the family's affair in order have led to naught. And now it is time to admit that the Brante family is no more. There is deep pain in father's eyes as he meets your gaze, but he does not argue. Which is why you continue. It would only be reasonable to sever that what remains of your family ties. It is for your own good. You have been all strangers for a long time. You may live under the same roof, but you are no family. It is time to end these frantic attempts to fix that which is already beyond repair. Nothing good will come of it. Father is silent. A long moment passes before he speaks. As much as it saddens me to say this, you are right, son. We failed. I failed as the family patriarch, and I failed in my lot. I was chasing after a lofty position and neglected all the troubles in our family. I tried to please everyone, and I let everyone down. All I can say is that your grandfather was right about everything. You put your hand on father's shoulder. It is not his fault alone, you tell him. All of you made mistakes. You, too, bear a sizable share of the blame. But I'm the patriarch, no matter what. I'm responsible for this family. What a disgrace. What an embarrassment I am. Father hides his face in his hand. It takes him a while to stifle his silent sobs and muster enough strength to continue. But enough weakness. It is time to accept the inevitable. The family is gone. We must all seek our fortunes. I will quit my post at the prefecture and leave Anizote. The city has grown far too unsettled as of late. But if any of you ever wants to visit my home, my door will be open to you. You leave father alone with his grief in the sitting room. There is nothing you can do to help him now. You begin to pack your things. It is time to move out of the house that stopped being your home long ago. You will rent a lodging for now, and then you will see what comes next. Courage awaits you at the gate. You take one last look at your parents' house, the place that was your home and shelter for so many years. Your childhood games in the garden, your loud, happy dinners, your quiet conversations on the porch, the warm embrace of your family. It is time to leave it all behind. You offer your family no farewells as you depart. They are no longer a part of your life. From this day forward, you must fend for yourself. Yeah, like, our relationship with our family members mean absolutely nothing if unity is low. So weird. Unity -2, wealth -2, reputation -2. Something we couldn't affect, affected things that we couldn't affect, and now we are at 0. And the willpower goes down again, so we cannot even do events. Sure. The Brante family is no more. A sleepless night. Even late at night, the streets of Anisot echo with chatter. The city cannot sleep. You cannot sleep tonight either. Advisor El Ferro sent you a surprising note a few hours ago. He is coming. You hear a slow, steady footsteps, accompanied by the tapping of a cane. There is a knock at the door. Felipe enters the print shop. Sofia quietly follows him in. You exchange a nod. The print shop is crowded despite the late hour. Father Fuad, Alida, and the other workers observe Felipe uneasily. Oliver is there too. He acknowledges the Baron with a polite nod. You suddenly realize that Felipe is no longer cares at all if the last straw members see his face. You walk into your office with Felipe and Sofia and lock the door. Well then, Brante, I hope your people are ready. It's time to put our plan into action. They are ready, just give us the word. Excellent, excellent. Soon our song of victory will reach its final note. Our road has been a long one, much longer than we thought, but now the end is in sight. I had a word with the overseer, and in the end I managed to convince him that Elborne simply cannot maintain order in Anzot. We are just one step away from being granted special authority for the secret chancellery. All we need is an excuse for action. Prepare your people and take to the streets. And when I finally get the authority, we will eliminate each and every traitor to the Empire, Egmont, Leonard, Elborn, all of them. But those scum will probably try to flee Anisot. I will need the people you've recruited through Magra, Sofia. There are more than enough of them. I'm glad to hear that, but how much time do you need to prepare, Brante? You shift your gaze from Felipe to Sofia. She has been standing behind him all this time, a silent shadow with her head held high, her eyes trained on you. Felipe's cane taps the floor impatiently. He's waiting for an answer. The advisor is right. The day you have worked all these years for has finally come. Are you ready? What will you do now? Murder Felipe. Secret plot with Sofia. Proceed with the Felipe's plan. If unrest is high and Spinework is high, ask Egmont to hide you. If we have a secret plot and unrest is high, ask Elverman to hide you if Spinework is high, or go into hiding. You will deceive Felipe to stay out of this mess. No one will find you until the danger has passed. 2 days, you tell him. 2 days ought to be enough. Very well, you have 2 days. You get your people ready, and I'll get mine already. I needed the names of every leader in your freak show, and as well as the streets they'll be marching on. Then finally, Sir Alfero leaves. As the door closes behind him, Sofia lights the pipe she has been stuffing with tobacco since his arrival. Smoke billows out of her mouth, concealing her expression. There is literally no one in this town, right, that I care about. Like, the family left, the friend left, the people are either dead or something, like, yeah, absolutely nothing in this game that I care about now. Well then, Finney, guess this is it. You sigh. You are tired, so very, very tired. You should probably get some sleep while you can. You will see each other tomorrow. It will be over soon. You really think so? You just shrug. Fine. I'm dead on my feet too. See you tomorrow. She walks out the door, leaving the acrid smell of tobacco behind her. You just sit there for a while, your face buried in your hands. You really are tired. All these months and the years squirming under an unbearable burden have taken their toll on you. You have done all you could. You cannot go along with Felipe's plan anymore. You don't want this. You cannot do it. You will not do it. You walk around the print shop and gather each and every scrap of paper related to the last straw. The reports, the letters, the bills. And the many, many lists of notes. The names of agents and contracts. The addresses and hideouts. The password and drop points. You get all the paper together and drench them in ink. No one will ever be able to read them now. No one will ever be able to retrieve so much as a single name. Not Felipe, not Sofia. Once you are done with the papers, you light two lanterns and put them on the windowsill. A signal to your people. They need to run, flee unresolved and hide. This is all you can do for them. Even at night, the city will not sleep. You make your way down crowded, noisy streets to a small, ramshackle house at the northern edge of town. It used to be dyer's shop, but the dyer does not live there anymore. He fled Magra long ago, like so many tradespeople who could not bear the burden of double tax. The smell of paint is strong inside even now. It has driven away many of the refugees who fill the city. You waited here for days, or perhaps weeks, until this is all over, or until you think of a better way out. You throw your bags against the wall and collapse onto a dirty old mattress. The straw inside is cold and damp, but the city around you will not sleep, and neither will you. Unrest is zero. Network is zero. Willpower -10. Everything -10. Sure. Masks off. It has been 2 days since you last saw Felipe. 2 days since that terrible, dreadful night. You have managed to buy yourself a moment of respite. What should you do next? Felipe will never forgive your betrayal. There can be no doubt about that. His men are surely looking for you already. They will find this place in a matter of days. It's time to act, or run for your life. What will you do? Ask your family for help. Side with the Mayor Egmont. Side with the Remy Elverman. We needed the plots and the unrest or the network. Flee the city. There's nothing keeping you in Aniso. You have to flee the shelter. There is nowhere else to go. Hiding your face, you make your way towards the city gates, keeping it to narrow streets and deserted alleys. Your heart pounding in your chest, you jump at every rustle, every shadow. You finally see the archway of Aniso's north gate. You breathe a quiet sign of relief. Your footsteps grow steadier and steadier. Each step brings you closer to escaping the giant cage that is Aniso. The shining pillar guides you like a beacon on the horizon. You hear a familiar voice behind your back. Going somewhere, Sir Brante. You do not even bother to look back. You break into a run, but several figures appear out of nowhere and cut you off. Darkness covers your eyes as a burlap sack is placed over your head. A blow. The world fades around you. How many hours or days have passed? You do not know. For a long while, darkness is all you see. Your eyes have trouble adjusting to the light. You are shaking. Your hands are numb from the tight ropes wrapped around your wrists. The pain is gone now. You have just stopped feeling it. Your tongue is so parched and swollen, it barely fits in your mouth despite the extra room afforded by several missing teeth. A firm hand grabs you by the hair. Moss lifts your head up so he can see the man across from you. Baron Felipe Alfaro, advisor of the Secret Chancellery, eyes you with disgust and disappointment. I had a whole farewell speech for you, Brante. I was going to tell you about your mistakes, about my disappointment, about the abhorrent consequences of your actions. But now I look at you, and I realize that words are useless here. I do have one question though. Where's Sofia? What is she up to? You suddenly squint at Felipe through your swollen eyelids. I guess even Sofia is done with you. Well, it's time to end this. Here's your sentence, signed by the judge for fucking graben. I don't see any point in delaying it. But you can still be of use to the advisor. Felipe just grimaces in disgust. How? You couldn't even betray me properly. A man with no patrons, no friends, no support. You couldn't even save your own life. I have no use for you. He nods slightly at Oliver. No hard feelings, Finny. Nothing personal. A noose is placed around your neck, strong hands tighten the rope. Your body jerks in a last desperate attempt to survive, but you know full well that this is the end. You suffocate, convulsive spasms shake your body, everything around you turns red. There is no more fear, no more pain. The only thing you feel is infinite loneliness, but that fades away too. The darkness deepens, the shining pillars draw nearer. The twins, they will be with you, forever and always, through death. Finally, your earthly life is over. You leave the world forever and face the judgment of the twins.
Neither side could overcome the other. The fire of the revolt could not be extinguished. The province, and then the whole empire, fell on troubled times.
That doesn't make any sense. There was no revolt. What was that about? Outcome of the revolt. For years after your death, Anisote continued to simmer like a cookpot over a snow flame. The powerlessness of the simple folk, unable to change the old order, gradually gave way to rage. Finally, this anger became stronger than their old age submission to the higher estate and their fear of divine retribution. This rage was the spark that lit the fire of the revolt. The rebels took up arms and seized the city for themselves, led from the shadows by the last straw. When the moment of truth came, there was no soul in Anisote strong-willed enough to spearhead the raging revolt. The opposing factions soon reached a stalemate in which neither side could prevail completely. Anisote refused to surrender, but after a prolonged siege, Gaius Tempest finally broke the city's defense, and the legion entered the rebellious city of Anisote. The insurgents fled, the mobs disappeared from the squares and the streets. The leaders of the revolt were hanged. But the city's capture made even more trouble for the overseer. The unrest was beaten down, but not suppressed completely. Now riots followed one by one as the common folk, the new faith priests, and many nobles of the mantle continued to wage a desperate struggle against the old authorities. Gaius Tempest responded to the seething rebellion with more executions and threats, but the dissent continued to grow. As the unrest in the city smoldered, the rest of the empire eventually caught wind of the Anisote revolt. Nearby immigrant towns and villages saw their first riots soon after. Chaos began to spread across the empire. The empire responded to this enduring turmoil with ruthless action, but even after several villages and towns were drowned in blood, the riots only intensified. The dominance of the emperor and his dynasty began to wave. Power struggles broke out between the powerful nobles in the capital. Then a shocking event shook the empire to its core. Emperor Uther was found dead in his palace, never to be reborn. His heirs, Yerian and Flavius, both disappeared without a trace. With no one to take the throne, the noble dynasties accused one another of plotting against the Tempest's rule. Feuds and internalized strife became commonplace. And so began the Age of Anarchy, a time of massacre and riots, conflicts and bloodshed, chaos and unrest. There were no winners in this war of all against all, only survivors. The empire entered a dark and terrible age. That is actually the best outcome, isn't it? What became of you? You have made your last and most important choice. Was your death worth it? Could you have chosen a different path? Either way, there is no going back. Your fate is sealed. There is no returning from the hereafter. And so you bid farewell to your mortal life. Everything you sought for, everything you strove for. All that is behind you now. You are on your way to the shining pillar to await the judgment of the twins. You can no longer change the world's destiny, but the choices you made and the deeds you did have left an indelible mark. The world will remember the life and suffering of Finny Brante. True death. The hour of your death has come. Your soul has left your body, never to return. You are taken to the peak of the shining pillar. Every moment separates you more and more from the mortal realm. The link that once bound you to it is gone forever. You look up to the sea, two divine visages, watching you intensely. The elder twin gazes upon you, full of sorrow and compassion. The younger examines you dispassionately, seeing your every act and thought. You have ascended from the mortal realm. From here, you are but one step away from partaking in eternal bliss atop the peak of the shining pillar. But first you must be judged by them, just as every other soul born in the world has been judged since time immemorial. Only their judgment can decide whether you deserve to maintain at top of peak or be hurled down at the foot. You stand before the twins. Your very essence is laid bare from them. All the secrets of your inner self revealed in full. Your soul is like an open book to them, one that preserves the story of your entire life. You lie prostrate before the gods. The time has come to take responsibility for your mortal life. The elder twin asks, Are you thankful to the gods for the life you lived? You are thankful, you are glad it's over. Oh, I am glad it's over. You refuse to submit to them. You despise them. You regret them. You are calm. You regret how you squandered the twins' given gift of mortal life. You staunchly accept everything that happened to you in the world the twins created. Your life was your life. You hate the world the twins created as well as your entire mortal life. Your soul is filled with love for those who created you and gave you the gift of life. Your life was agony. You are happy to end that mortal existence and leave it behind. You feel no gratitude whatsoever to your creators. Your mortal life was yours and yours alone. Yeah, the life was agony. I'm glad it's over. They hear your answer. Compassion and remorse fill the immeasurably deep eyes of the elder twin. Here he turns to face his divine brother, who returns his gaze with an expression of stern remorse. The elder twin asks once more, What was your life to you? Struggle. Struggle for your beliefs, suffering. You spend your life staunchly enduring despair, hardship, and grief. You spend your life diligently doing your duty. Your life was focused on learning about the world and its truths. Your life was spent in service to others. In your life, you created something new before the world had never seen before. Well, I wanted it to be enlightenment, but it definitely wasn't. What was my life? It wasn't this, or it wasn't... Well, it was service, but it wasn't my own service. It was basically slavery. Diligently doing no. Despair, hardship, and grief. Struggle for belief. Well, it was suffering. The elder twin bows his head warily, considering your response. But the stern visage of the younger brother already looms above you. You went by the name of Brante. What did you live for? Principles. There is nothing more important than living by your beliefs. You lived your lives for the sake of freedom, both for yourself and others. Power. You sought to shape the world and bend it to your will. You lived to make other people's lives better. You strove to gain a better understanding of the twins and find out your own path to them. More than anything else, you wanted to find happiness and joy for yourself, your family, and those around you. Well, it wasn't principles. It wasn't freedom. It wasn't power. We tried to make the lives of other people better, because that was the only thing that we could actually do. You strove to gain a better understanding of the twins and find their own path to them. I think that is the most real thing, even that it basically ended after chapter 3 or chapter 2. I was just put in the lotless, and then the game just played itself. Happiness. Yeah, it was faith. The younger's gaze lingers on your bare, defenseless soul. The divine figure continues its stern interrogation. What did you leave behind? Change. You blazed a trail for change that will long outlive you. Order. You brought order to a restless and confused mortal realm. Doctrine. You believed in something and it changed the world. Home. You provided your family and bloodline and gave it future. Legacy. You have become an important part of the history. Achievement. Your achievements will live on. Well, absolutely nothing is true. I think change. Yeah. Thanks to us, the Empire just got into the anarchy. I think that's the best possible ending. Because we were just put into a lose-lose position. So the best thing we could do is just to destroy everything. It was literally the best thing we could have done. Or that could have happened. So, change it is. Oh, I can also say nothing. You left no mark on the mortal realm. Oh, no, I think it is change. The younger twin now moves towards you with clear intent, poised to render his judgment. But the elder twin restrains his brother with a gesture. A divine voice fills you once again. Did your life make the world we made better and more perfect? Did your life make the world we made better and more perfect? You cannot be more perfect, can you? Perfection is the top. If something is perfect, it cannot be more perfect. It became better. Throughout your will, you managed to influence and improve the mortal world. It cannot be changed. No mortal can ever improve the world. Only the twins have this power. It did not become better. You failed to change the fate of this world for the better. It became worse. You left the mortal world a far more terrible place than it was before, or you do not know. Well, it's definitely better. If the suffering and deaths and injustice, everything was basically allowed, then complete anarchy is no difference whatsoever. It did not become better, it cannot be changed. I think it cannot be changed, like, unless they will do something themselves in the world, then it can never be improved. The younger twin is silent. His eyes, two swords piercing your soul. The elder twin speaks to you again, but you already know the question, the very same question that caused you so much suffering shortly before your true and final death. What determined your destiny? Yourself, the world around you, a higher power, and no one. Well, I would say the developer. Definitely wasn't myself. Destiny was forged by the power greater than your own will. Definitely not you, the world around you. Your power was charted before by the people. No, no one. Destiny does not exist. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. Exactly. The soul of a man named Brante lies prostrate at your feet. You have witnessed his entire life, know his every act, seen his every thought and desire. No other soul ever walked the same path. So many difficult choices, so many emotions, so much pain. Another soul awaits your judgment. You know no mercy, nor does your brother. Every mortal must walk the path chosen for him to the very end. Those who abide by the prospects set forth by you and your brother shall return to you and become a part of you. Those who reject you shall know the eternal suffering of oblivion. Alright. Where does the man named Finny Brante belong? The peak of the pillar, this man shall know eternal bliss. The foot of the pillar, this man shall be condemned to eternal suffering. So did we join the twins and now we are choosing for ourselves. Well, if the lots should be followed, because that is what we followed and we didn't have the choice, and the life was of suffering, and we lived the life of suffering. Well, we tried our best, but it was always making things worse. So, the peak of the pillar. We deserve an eternal bliss. You gingerly grasp the fragile soul, lift it up, and turn to face your elder brother. You lift your sword, your brother stands with arms akimbo, ready for the blow. The blade slices through his chest, blinding light gushes from the gash. You bring the minuscule soul to your brother's chest, and it dissolves in the stream of shimmering luminescence. A tiny fragment of your shared creation has rejoined the whole. The name named Brante is no more. There's only the eternal fount in which he now abides. Chronicle of life in Brante. All the sacraments, the Thomas, all the events that happened in our life. Very interesting. We haven't even finished the game. We never seen the last chapter. Which is sad. I was hoping that because I was holding onto all the lives, that we would actually get very far with them. But we lost all of them just in one chapter, in one capital. Not ideal. Let's see. We are born. Nathan was born. Grandfather's return. Yeah, this is when we try to get the noble lot. You experience your first romantic feelings. It's very weird that this never led anywhere. Maybe it led somewhere if we stayed in the capital, but yeah, there was many pointless events that never did anything. Blood tied with the Brante family. Part of the Lotless. Yeah, this is where the game just went onto autopilot because I didn't have any stats, so it just went into basic mode and finished in that. I think it was the fault of the second chapter where I just tried to do a normal decision-making game. But this is not a decision-making game, this is an RPG, a text-based RPG, in which you need to know the outcomes and what you actually want to do. At least we became friends with Thomas, basically saved his life. Yeah, collapse of the Lotless. Sophia was completely useless, I never liked her. Profitable business. Yeah, this should have triggered way earlier. If this triggered at least 1 year earlier, would the entire event tree, like the event chain, would be not happening? Because there were like 3 or 4 events in a row that were just, oh, this is 0, so this event triggers. So this is 0, this event triggers. Family in ruins. Yeah, this is the... It was 38. It took 6 years for the profitable business to be actually profitable, and it came after we were in ruin. It was Thomas, he got married, he got happy. It's like he was the protagonist of this entire game. And everybody... Gloria also lived happily ever after. Mother died. True death. The family falls apart. This is what I dislike about the game the most, because we had such an amazing relationship with literally everyone. But the unity went down, and even that we liked everybody, and they liked us, the family just fell apart. The first chapters really should be just about stats, not relationships. They lead nowhere, absolutely nowhere. You just need stats for all the decisions. I'm a little sad about that. The first chapters were nice, very nice, but I think the next playthrough will be showing all the decisions, and I will at least try to reach the priest path. But I think that is all for this one. Very interesting game. You can tell me what you chose, how you played it. Was it better, worse? Let's end the life. Sever. And that was the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.